And we're on the air here live from Union Mine High School. And I'll tell you what, Frank, beautiful facilities out here. They've been really gracious to us, and we really appreciate everything they've done for us out here. But again, beautiful facilities. My first time out here.
God, it's great to have you here, JD. I'm excited. First week of the season here in this pre-league action here with Union Mine Diamondbacks, the host team playing the Amador Buffaloes, and it's just great to get the season started. You know, we've got a full slate of games tonight in the Mother Lode League. Sonora's playing at Oakdale, Calaveras El Capitan. Argonauts playing over at Mesa Verde. Linden's at Franklin. Bret Hart does not play tonight. They're the only team in the Mother Lode League that's not playing this evening. And Somerville is playing Denair. But you know what I'm really excited about? I'm really excited for this game tonight because Dalen, the Rocket Thedford, I want to tell you what, this kid has legitimate speed, and we watched him last year. He was the all-purpose leading yard gainer in the league as well as the top scorer. He's going to touch the ball tonight, and I'm really excited to watch this young man who is, in my opinion, in the last couple of years has really grown and really come into himself, and he's become a leader of this football team, and I'm just looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, you know what? We're here from Union Mine. I probably should do this the way we usually do, Frank. This is the pregame show brought to you by Camps Propane. And let's take a quick break. We'll check in with our sponsor. We'll come back with more here with Amador High School at Union Mine.
All right, we're back here. We're getting ready to kick this off. And like I said earlier, we do not have a lot of information on Union Mine, so we're going to kind of fill this in as we get in. We find out their formations. We see who playing what position. We have names and numbers. That's what we have. It's the first game, so we're going to kind of be walking into this a little bit instead of on a dead sprint.
Exactly.
But like I said, I'm just really excited to be here and really excited to get this season kicked off, JD, with you and Jake here, and really looking forward to the 2016 campaign.
And first off, I want to remind folks of our pigskin preview that you did leading up to this week. Nice interview with Bill Baker, and a great job. I haven't really talked to you much
and
since
we're going to be doing that each week. We're going to have the pigskin preview for the upcoming game. As we get film, we'll also have replays and highlights from the games that we had finished the week before as we come in, and then we'll talk about the game coming up. So that's something new this year that we're doing, and I hope you all enjoy it. We'd love to hear from you. If you have some comments, you have some questions or whatever, feel free to Facebook or send a text message or whatever to KVGC, and we'll be sure to take a look at those, and we can talk about them on our show.
Yeah, we appreciate it, definitely. Now, the JV game, one heck of a game. Amador, just short. It was 8-0. Amador scored late in the fourth quarter, missed the two-point conversion. We had 8-6, and then they kicked the ball off. Union Mines got it at about midfield. They went to down the ball and fumbled. Amador gets it back. They got a nice pass. They're down inside the 20 and just ran a little short on time.
Well, they tried at the end. I think there was 8 seconds left, and they tried, a 42-yard field goal, I believe. And it was online, but it just fell a little bit short. So a good game. 8-6 was the final score of that JV game, and so that was it for.
And honestly, an unfortunate illegal player downfield penalty is what put him probably out of that field goal range.
Well, that was probably the difference because the kick, like I said, was straight on. It landed at about the goal line, so that 10 yards, that was the difference.
Could have been a different story.
Yeah.
So Amador's varsity looks exactly the same as their JV out here in all white. And we look forward to what they have to offer this year. You were talking about Dalen Thetford, Frank, and I was really impressed with him last year. And it seemed as the year went on, he almost seemed to run a little more angry.
Well, he had a little bit of an injury bug, a little bit. He was kind of nicked up and banged up a little bit as the year went on. And when he came back. Anthony Burns, their quarterback this year, not a lot of experience. He started one game last year when Griffin was hurt. But other than that, he has not taken a lot of snaps in a varsity football game. They've got back Andrew Keeter.
Yes.
Reese Gilmore. Those are the other running backs you're going to see. McCoy.
Yes.
He's back. So
Moreno. Eric Moreno.
So they've got some players that are coming back. But, as we've talked about before on this team, They do have 18 seniors out of their 29 players on the team. However, they don't have a whole lot of experience. Their line is not very big. That necessarily isn't a bad thing if they can create proper splits and get angles. And with Thedford's speed, he doesn't need a lot.
He doesn't.
And you're going to see him. He's going to be returning kicks. He's going to be returning punts. And he's going to touch the ball a lot. So they could be very explosive and not really a ground and pound type of thing where 3 yards and a cloud of dust. I think they could be extremely explosive and really score quickly. So it's going to be fun to watch.
And, I think they're going to have to rely on those big plays because you're talking a little bit of a smaller line. As you're saying, pounding out, that's not going to be their game. So I totally agree with you on that. The one player that I don't think they have this year, Frank, maybe Keeter steps up into that role. We'll see how it plays out as the season goes on. I was a really big fan of Robbie Hahn.
Robbie Hahn was a great athlete.
He was, everywhere.
He was a great defensive back. He was fast. He was their kicker also. As a matter of fact, he's playing college ball this year.
Okay.
All he's doing is kicking.
Oh, really?
He's punting.
Okay.
That's all he's doing. He's not playing any defensive back. All he's doing is, I was talking to his dad about a week or so ago, or his mom, I should say. And so that, the other kid that I'm interested to watch tonight, they got this kid that was a transfer in, James Sennett, number 79, 6'2", 245 pounds. From what I understand, pretty athletic kid. So he's playing tight end and defensive end. We want to keep an eye on that too. But that's kind of what we see going on tonight. Like I said, the season's early. We're going to find out more as this goes on. But that does it for the pregame show, and we're going to be back with kickoff in a few minutes.
And we're back here. First quarter action about to get underway from Union Mine High School as the Amador Buffaloes are in town. And we want to give a big shout out to all our sponsors this year. This first quarter action is brought to you today by Central State Credit Union. Jackson Tire, Glass Doctor, Thompson's Auto Group also sponsoring quarters tonight. So big shout out to them for making this possible.
All right, we just had the coin toss, and they're shaking hands out in the middle of the field. I was actually looking down at the roster. I didn't even see who won the toss. So Amador had 4 captains out there, and the guy we just talked about, James Sennett, he was one of them, along with Alec Castillo, Reese Gilmore, and Andrew Keeter were the captains for the Buffaloes tonight, getting ready for the national anthem here. All right, nice job by the Union Mine Marching Band. I was just thinking we have a little connection here.
Okay. Yes, we do.
Amador connection, right? Paul Neville is the principal here at Union Mine. When I came over last year, he had left Amador and he was the vice principal over in El Dorado Hills, I believe. He took the principal position here last year when we came over for a basketball game. I ran into him.
You know what? I was actually talking to him with one of the staff who brought us in here. As I said, they really took care of us here at Union Mine. And as I said to her, Mr. Neville's mother was my science teacher.
There you go. Yeah,
good family,
so little local connection here.
Yeah, I wonder who he's rooting for deep down.
Don't even ask him that question.
We won't go that route.
All right, here comes Amador out to the field. It looks like they're going to be kicking off.
Jake says he roots for who signs the paycheck.
Looks like the guy grabbing the football is number 4. That's going to be Brandon Cook for the Buffaloes. We'll give you some numbers for Union Mine and some names as soon as they break their huddle. They're not quite out on the field. But Brandon Cook's out there getting the ball from the referee, and here we go. Going back deep, it looks like number 2. That would be Justin Beckham, and number 5 is going to be the short man. That's Jacob Bond. So Bond and Beckham are back deep for the Rattlers.
The Rattlers.
The Rattlers.
I tell you what, this field behind us, I bet you there's a few of them in there.
Yeah. All right, so here we go, ready to kick off this 2016 season. 12 minutes on the clock.
And as Baker said, not a lot of depth they're worried about. Amador's only suiting up, it looks like, less than 25 players.
Well, the thing that they're going to have is fatigue, okay, because I'm sure they have a lot of players playing both ways. It's going to go deep, all the way back. That's Beckham on the carry. gets knocked down at about the 25-yard line where the Diamondbacks are going to take over 1st and 10.
And nice tackle on the play by Reese Gilmore. You're going to hear Reese Gilmore's name a lot tonight, folks, and just a great tackle, way to wrap him up.
Well, Gilmore was a big contributor to the team last year, and he's one of the leaders of this Buffalo team coming in this year. Let's see if we can get him lined up here on offense. All right, it looks like the lone back is number 2. That's Beckham. There was a jump on the line there. There's flags. Play never got quite started. It was an offside against the Buffaloes here, so they're going to mark off 5 yards, and that'll make it 1st and 5 for the Diamondbacks.
And we just started here, 11:49 to go in the first quarter. First quarter action brought to us tonight by Central State Credit Union.
Eichelman breaks the huddle. Under center. Handoff straight ahead to number 2. Makes a nice spin, breaks a tackle, gets around the right side, keeps going forward. He's got the first down. Gain of about 9 yards on the play.
You know what? 2 spin moves. Logan Hawkins got into the backfield. Hawkins almost blew that up for a loss, and then also spun Warren Wheat out of his shoes as well.
Coming back quick to the line. They're in and out of the huddle in a hurry.
Looks like a wing T team here, Frank, pretty much.
Well, give me a minute to look at this, what they're doing. They got a little motion. The second man through, number 44, coming around this left side, tackled by number 77 on the play. Bond on the carry. Tackle made by Travis Griffin for the Buffs. Be 2nd and 7, gain of 3 on the play. Union Mine is not spending a bunch of time in the huddle. They get back, they get their call in, and they're out up to the scrimmage in a hurry. Motion man Bond. Give to Bond going around the right side. Great play by number 66. Nice penetration coming in that side. That's Hawkins. Hawkins played a lot last year too, so he's a returning starter. He had a lot of action last year for the Buffaloes, so nice play by Hawkins, getting penetration, coming right through the line and tackling Bond for a loss of a couple. It'll be 3rd down and 9. Beautiful evening here to start this season off. Motion man. He's back to pass. He's rolling to his right, under pressure. He goes to the right side of the field, knocked out of bounds. Looks like it's going to be about the 45-yard line, well short of the first down. It's going to be 4th down, and it looks like the Diamondbacks are going to be forced to punt.
Eichelman looks like a pretty mobile quarterback there, Frank. He got around the edge pretty quick there. But
well, it was a good job. They had a little penetration from the end there, and they stretched that out and pushed him to the sidelines, and he had nowhere to go. So here we go. Dalen the Rocket Thedford is back to receive the first kick of this year. Flag on the play. I think they're calling an illegal substitution on Union Mine. That's going to back them up. Number 2 back for Union Mine. That's Beckham to punt the ball. So that moves the ball back to about the 38-yard line. Thedford waiting to receive the punt. He's standing right about the 26. Oh, a high snap. It goes over his head. Big pressure by Amador. He broke one tackle. He's trying to get around the end. Tackled on the 20-yard line.
Eric Moreno ties him up right there.
A high snap over the punter's head is going to give the Buffaloes great field position here for the first possession of this season.
You start at about the 20 and you get the kick at the second half. I'll take that.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Pretty good start. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
And those of you familiar with the league, the offense on Union Mine, very similar to Sonora's, as Jake and I were talking about. Looks similar to a wing tee, but probably closer to a veer. is what it looks like so far early. They've got 2 wings that are laid back about a yard, and they'll split 1 or 2 out.
So
At
Anthony
least that's what
Burns
they've
in the
done so far.
shotgun. He's got Thedford to his right, Reese Gilmore to his left. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line.
Is that McCooey out wide, Frank? At the top of
McCooey's out to the left, I believe. McCoy, I think is how that's pronounced. Give to Thedford. He gets, that was a holding call, and there's the flag. That one's coming back. Thedford goes forward. There's another flag there. He went forward to the 15-yard line, but there was a holding penalty on left tackle for Amador.
And then we had a flag at the end of the play, it looks like.
Then there was one at the end, so I'm not sure what that was.
And as you said in your pigskin preview, as Coach Baker alluded to as well, Burns, good kid, got a good head on his shoulders, got some talent, but not a lot of experience. We don't, at least speculation here, we don't expect to see them throwing a lot. But when you can open up lanes like that with, with a hold, I guess you always can.
Well,
but they look like they had some good separation.
I think they'll spread the playbook as the season goes along. They need him to get comfortable.
Yes.
The throws you're going to see from him are going to be easy pitch and catch type of throws. Get some confidence underneath him so he feels good in there, and that's what you want.
And at quarterback, folks, the game slows down. It's really fast. A lot going on when you first get in there. As experience comes, it'll slow down, and I expect Burns to do well.
I didn't see what that second flag was, but it must have been something big because they're back 15 yards.
Hey, Jake, were you able to see what that was? The second flag, we didn't see the call. We only saw the hold call.
All right, here we go. Under center this time. Give to Thedford, trying to get him around the right side. Hit, falls forward. Nice job. I'm trying to get a number. That was number 55 on the tackle for the Diamondbacks. KJ Smith on the tackle. Thedford fell forward after the initial contact. He's going to set up a 2nd and 16.
And our scoring update brought to us by Calaveras and Sonora Lumber. Argonaut 40 to, was it 8, Jake?
18, I believe.
Or 40 to 18, Argonauts JV victorious. And right now, Varsity Sonora 6, Oakdale 0.
Burns in the shotgun. Here he goes. He's looking left. He's got open on the flat. That's number 42.
And 42 for the Buffaloes is Tyler McCoy.
Tyler McCoy.
A nice composed pass. It was his second look over there.
McCoy came across the middle and just flew open there. There again, one of those easy pitch and catch passes. You get your receiver open through scheme more than you do through player.
I was going to say, great call.
It was a good throw and a catch. Nice pickup on the play. That'll set up 3rd, and it looks like a long 5. So Thedford, the deep back, Gilmore up short. It's going to give to Thedford. He didn't have a lot of room. Boy, there was a missed tackle on the left side of the line. Gilmore needed to pick him up coming, and he just whiffed on it, and Thedford was dropped. It's going to be 4th down.
You know, we're still early, 8.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. First quarter action brought to us by Central State Credit Union. But I'd have to think as of right now, great job play calling. I would think Baker and the staff at Amador have to be happy with what they're seeing so far. The penalties take those away. But as we said, McCoy, he was wide open for that.
Well, but when you get the ball 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line and the first play you're going backwards, that's not a good deal. It kind of throws you back. But now it's a 4th down. Look how deep Thedford is in the backfield. Going to pitch to him. He's trying to get around the right side. He cuts it up. Nice job by Union Mine defense. He tried to cut inside that block, and boy, they just filled the hole. Nice job. They're going to turn it over on downs, and Union Mine is going to take over. So Union Mine's going to have it 1st and 10 from the 12, their second possession of the night.
And with that change of possession brought to us by BG's Lounge and Melon Face.
All right, here they come to the line again under center. Motion coming from the right side. Give the handoff. Oh, nice filler, the hole there, number 66 for the Buffaloes. What a great job there filling that hole.
Logan Hawkins.
That's the second tackle. We've called his name twice already. This game is early. So 2nd down
Looks like on both sides of the ball, Amador seems to be winning the battle at the line.
Motion again coming from the right side. Handoff, a flag on the play. Tackled by number 24. That was given to Beckham. Tackle on the play by number 24. That's Luke Martz. No gain on the play, maybe one.
It looked like an illegal shift.
But we'll see what the flag was. Yeah, illegal shift against Union Mine. That penalty is declined by the Buffaloes. It'll set up third, and it looks like 9. We'll call it 9.
I'll go with it.
Under center again. Oh, there's another jump. There's a flag. That's an illegal motion. That's going to set him back 5 more yards. And, you know, typical first game of the season.
A lot of penalties.
We've seen penalties early, and it's usually timing type of penalties. And we had the one holding call, but, you know, everybody, both teams are just trying to get comfortable. The coaching staffs right now are trying to keep it pretty vanilla right now and let everybody kind of settle into that comfort zone.
You know, and just a little over halfway through, 7 minutes left in the first, we really haven't seen the ball come outside the 30.
So 3rd and 14. Rolling this side, throws a little toss outside, complete, but tackled short of the first down. So Union Mine, it's going to be 4th down, and they're going to be forced to punt for the second time.
You know, nice throw by Eshelman. Looks composed back there.
Well, they tried to do a little misdirection here and send in motion the other way and pulling the back out the flat. And Amador did a nice job just staying home. And they had the sticks as their defense. They had a long way to go, and so, you know, a lot of times all you do is defend the sticks.
Yeah, keep it
and
in
that's
front
what
of
they
you.
did there. Kept it in front. 4th down. Union Mine's forced to punt. Thedford's back to receive. Good snap this time. Punts off. Short kick. I'm surprised Thedford didn't come up. He takes it on the second hop. He tries to get around the left side.
He's
got lots of room.
He may go to
the
house.
He's at the 30, the 20. He cuts it inside. He's hit. He falls down to the 5-yard line. And that's what I was talking about earlier. When this kid gets the ball, it's electric. This is legitimate speed.
Oh, yeah.
And
oh, yeah.
You know, when you watch high school teams, they're fast players. This kid has legitimate college speed. I mean, he is fast.
He's a small guy. He's not built very big. He's not going to run a lot of
but
people
he's
over.
Strong. He's only about 5'8",
and
he's so fast.
And he keeps his legs moving. He runs well. He really does.
So Buffalo's knocking on the door again, the 5-yard line. They started the first drive at the 20, kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit. 1st and goal from the 5 this time. Burns under center, gives it to Thedford. He's going right through the middle, touchdown.
On his feet. You know what, Frank? One thing that Thetford does a great job of, similar to if you're a 49er fan familiar with Frank Gore, he's good about taking his time, letting the play set up. He's kind of shifty in the backfield before he hits the hole. If the hole's there, he hits it hard. He's not one of those guys that just dances and misses the hole, but he knows how to get behind his lineman. He's doing a great job tonight already.
Well, he did a nice read light there. He went out. He was kind of following the tackle. He cut it right in beside the guard and the tackle there, took it in, untouched, standing up for a 5-yard touchdown.
Well, Frank, I just got an update, and I realized I forgot to DVR the 49er game tonight.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They started at 7, huh?
7-7 second quarter with Green Bay.
All right, so here we have number 4 for the Buffaloes. Give me a name on that.
Mike Griffiths. Or, excuse me, 4 is Brandon Cook.
Brandon Cook, the kicker, a little low snap, gets it up. No good, missed it right. So the kick's no good.
And we're going to take a quick break here. First quarter action brought to you by Central State Credit Union. 5:54 to go in the first quarter here from Union Mine. And we're back here at Union Mine High School. 5:54 to go in the first quarter. 6-0 Amador Buffaloes. And Amador getting ready to kick. Brandon Cook is lined up, ready to send it over with this change of possession. I want to remind you, BG's Lounge and Melon Faye.
Here's the kick. Back to bounces about the 15-yard line. Picked up on the bounce. Trying to get around the right side. Breaks a couple tackles. Still going forward. Makes it up to about the 30. Let's see where they're going to spot that. I'm going to say the 32 maybe. Looks like they're going back to 31. That looks like they're going to place it right at the 30.
And a quick scoring update for you from around the Motherlode League JV action. Argonaut 40-18 victorious, and Amador just short here at Union Mine 8-6. Right now, varsity action, Sonora 6, Oakdale 0.
Straight ahead handoff, a little room, barreling forward across the 35-yard line. Nice gain on the play, about 6 yards. Second and 4 here. Again, Union Mine quickly back up to the line. Official timeout here. I'm not sure. I think we maybe had an equipment malfunction or something. The officials made Amador substitute there. Motion coming from the right side. Coming around this left on the sweep. Missed tackle there. Falls forward across the 40. That's a first down up to the 43-yard line. Nice run by number 33 for the Diamondbacks. I believe that was Kathy. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Diamondbacks. That's their first down of the night. Second first down, excuse me. First down from the 43. Motion again coming from the right, straight ahead handoff. Tries to cut it outside. Nice job. That's number 32. Comes up, I believe that's Reese Gilmore. Oh, Moreno. Moreno, we've called his names a couple times tonight also. Nice job filling that hole there. Gain of a couple of yards on the play. Right up to the 45-yard. Whoop. It looks like we have a penalty on the play. I did not see the flag. Oh, there it is in the back. Motion penalty. Must have had 2 men moving at the same time, so that'll back it up 5 yards. That'll make it still first down and 13. Up. Whistle blown. Up, now we're going. Now we're winding the clock.
We should have counted penalties here, Frank. We've had a few.
Motion again from the right. Straight ahead handoff going over the right side this time. Nice play. The interior line just kind of stacked it up. Logan Hawkins has been involved. He's been active already tonight. Also in on the play was number 36. That's Reese Gilmore. Looks like a gain of about 1. We're going to call it 2nd and 12. Ball sits just shy of the 41-yard line. Back to pass. He's looking deep. Oh, nobody home. Yeah, he was looking. The receiver was looking, made a little contact there at about the 40-yard line. Look, he's still looking for a flag. It just got caught up. He was trying to run a post pattern, and he just got a little tangled up with the safety there. So it'll be 3rd and 12 for the Diamondbacks. Ball sitting on the 40-yard line. Again, quickly out of the huddle. They're moving fast.
So, Jake, it just does it.
Oh, there's a double move there. That's going to be a motion penalty again. The guy came in motion from the right, and the tight end on this side also moved. You cannot have 2 people moving at the same time, even though the one was just a flinch. That's going to move them back 5, and now that's going to make it 3rd and 17.
Sorry, Frank, leaving it to you. I had a little technical difficulty over here. So.
Well, hey, we're all kind of getting into this first game, right?
We're doing well.
So 3rd and 17, motion again coming from the right. Trying to get to this right side. Misses one tackle, gets another. Though our geese are doing another flyby. I guess they're football fans too.
You should have seen him on the softball field.
Another fourth down. This is the third punt of this first quarter for Union Mind.
Eric Moreno did a nice job coming up and hitting Bond there, slowing him down. Missed the tackle. But,
well, a little bit
Amador
of
had about 3 or 4 guys
right
behind him.
A little bit of interesting play call at 3rd and 17. Like I said, this is the third punt of the quarter.
We've had, as you said earlier, we've had several penalties here. We still have 3 minutes and 19 seconds left to go in the first quarter, brought to us by Central State Credit
Diamondbacks are going to call timeout.
So we got a timeout here on the field. We'll take a quick break, check in with our sponsor, Central State Credit Union, and then back to Union Mine. And we're back here at Union Mine High School. First quarter action, 3 minutes and 19 seconds left. 4th down and 15. Looks like Union Mine will be punting here. 6-0 Amador. First quarter action brought to us by Central State Credit Union.
Thetford's back deep. The wide side of the field is, he kicked it out of bounds. They are not going to kick him the football.
They learned that.
Matter of fact, he may not touch it again on a kick. Yeah. They kicked it directly out of bounds to the left. I think the coach gave him very specific instructions. Do not kick to that kid again.
Hey, start of the second half, either what do you think, squib kick, or you think they take the penalty
I got
and
to
put
tell
it
you
out of
what,
bounds?
The good thing about it from a coaching perspective, you always like kids that are coachable, right? So he said, I want you to do this, and he did it.
Yeah. Out of bounds it went.
All right, 3:12 left. Amador takes over 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line. Their third possession of the night. Burns back in the shotgun. Motion. Hit the motion man in the leg. It's a fumble. Union Mine picks it up. Burn. Oh, no. Thetford now has it. No, I think they're going to call him down. I think it's going to be Union Mine football.
Thetford's jumping around. He doesn't agree. He's
no,
going to
he
the refs.
doesn't.
He's pleading his case.
Tyler
Doesn't look like it's going to do any good, though, folks.
Tyler McCoy went in motion, and Burns called for the snap, or the center didn't hear the right call, but they didn't let McCoy get through.
He did not clear the center.
The snap hit McCoy in the leg, and Union Mine picked it up, and they're going to have it 1st and 10 inside the 30-yard line.
By far their best field position of the game. This field position, for the most part, they hadn't made it past the 35 or 40. So now on Amador's side of the field, let's see if Union Mine can do something with the ball here. 3 minutes and 6 seconds left to go, first quarter.
So both teams have been shooting themselves in the foot so far. Give coming around this side. Gets a corner, cuts it up, makes another nice cut. Finally brought down. That's at the 20-yard line. Nice gain on the play. It's going to be just short of the first down.
And that was number 33, who we do not have on our roster. Looks like he gave up on the edge, Frank. I think he had more on the edge, but he cut it inside.
Well, he cut it inside, still
running.
made a nice play. 8 yards of the play. It'll be 2nd and 2. Spotted at the 22-yard line. Motion again. They keep that continued motion to the right side. Oh, that was a really nice job. The guy that blew up that play was the same guy we've been calling a lot of so far. That was number 36.
That's Reese.
That's Reese Gilmore.
And you're right, Frank. Reese has been in on a lot of plays so far.
Well, Gilmore and Moreno have both, been in several tackles already here in this first quarter. So it looks like maybe a loss of 1 on the play. Call it a short 3 or a long 2. Now motion coming from the left side. Going to go around that side to the wide side of the field. He cuts it in. He's got room. He's got the first down. Gets inside the 15-yard line.
And that was number 2 again. I believe is that Justin Beckham?
Yes, and that's most of the time they've been bringing motion from the other side with Kathy coming from the right side, but it looks like they're going, depending on which hash mark they're on, they want to put motion to the wide side of the field. And it's going to be 1st and 10 here, spotted right at the 15-yard line.
Quarterback keeps it, Frank. Right up off the left of the center. Looks like he got some positive yards there. I'm guessing 3 or 4.
Might have picked up 3, it looks like. It'd be a 2nd and 7.
Real quick snap, trying to catch Amador, I think, off guard there. You know what? Speaking of Beckham, he's only a junior. I take that kid on my team. He runs to the hole. He's got great vision. A really hard runner here on Union Mine.
Well, the nice thing with that quarterback quick snap keeper does, it kind of puts the defense a little bit on their field. They were really pushing hard. And so they're just trying to slow that down a little bit. Here he comes in motion again, coming from this side. Give coming around the left. He cuts it back inside. Brought down about the 7-yard line.
I believe that's Cameron, is it Kathy?
Kathy. Yeah, he's going to set up a third and looks like maybe 4. 45 seconds left in the quarter. We'll see. They're going to get off a play before the end of the quarter here. They can make a first down without getting in the end zone. Motion again, coming 33 for the right. Give straight ahead. Oh, just a great job by number 23.
Frank, that was Brandon Wright for the Buffaloes. Not a big guy, but he sure plays like one.
Wow, that was big there. That's going to set up a 4th down. I think they're going to let the clock run out on the quarter. They're not going to run a play. They're going to let the clock run out. 15-14, counting down.
So that's going to wrap up first quarter action brought to us by Central State Credit Union.
Well, they're getting up to the line. Maybe they are. No, look at the coaches. They're waving. No. And now the quarterback backs away, and he's walking to the sideline. So they're going to let this run out.
So there it's official. Now the end of the first quarter brought to us by Central State Credit Union. When we come back, we're going to have second quarter action brought to you today by Jackson Tire. 4th down and 4 at the 7-yard line for Union Mine. Earlier, they got a good band, really nice. I like it when we go over to Amador. Argonauts band's a little far away from us, but when they're right here in front of the booth, really kind of gets that high school football atmosphere. It is second quarter action about to get underway. 4th down and 4 from the 7. Union Mine is threatening 6-0 Amador High
Best
School.
band in the league? Somerville.
Somerville.
Oh, Somerville rocks.
Because, see, we didn't go to Somerville. Somerville came to us, so I haven't seen their band.
Somerville rocks. They've got a great a cappella choir. When we go over there, they usually sing the Star Spangled Banner.
Oh,
we've never done a football game all the way over there, but when we go over for basketball games in the past, and the band is just awesome. And last year for the game, they traveled. The band came down.
Did they come to Amador? I don't remember seeing the band at Amador.
Well, they were at basketball.
Yeah.
I don't remember doing a Somerville game last year.
That might have been the game we missed.
All right, 4th and 4.
That was the one game I did by myself, right?
Here come the Diamondbacks. 4th down. Motion. Give. Trying to get off the right side. Stretching it out. The defense, I think he's going to be
Beckham missed a cutback on that one, Frank. He can't knock his blockers for that one.
Knocked out of bounds. I think he's going to, that's going to be really close.
It's not a touchdown, but you're right. It could be the first down.
That's going to be really close. They're going to call for a measurement.
I think they're going to be, they look like they might be a little bit short. What do you think, Frank?
Well, I'm looking across the field. It's close. I mean, the sticks are on the far side of the field. The football's right on the sideline here. So my 60-year-old eyes, I can't call that one, JD.
My 34-year-old eyes are about to fall asleep, so not due to the action.
Hey,
this kid needs to rest.
Talk about tired. I've had to play golf the last 2 days.
Oh, you had to?
Well, I was up in Truckee at a golf school, and they videoed your swing, and
really?
They gave you your swing speed, and it was pretty cool. It was a carrier event that they invited me up to, and so we went up there Wednesday night and had 2 days of lessons and then golf. I had to leave a little bit early today to get back down here because it was a 2-hour drive from the golf course to get back down for the game, but.
That sounds like one heck of an experience.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I still got to get Teresa. I've never taken a lesson.
All right, let's see. They're going to stretch it out here. I've got the binoculars right on it. Placing it down. It's all about the guy that's on the – that's a first down. That's a first down by about half of the football. 1st and goal for Union Mine. Looks like at the 4-yard line, it's going to be 1st and goal from the 4.
Real quick, Frank, was your swing speed what you thought it was, faster or slower?
I had no idea what it was. The guy said it's pretty good for my age.
That's what he just
I think it was like 95.4 or something. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, right.
All right, 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Motion coming from the right side. Give across the left. avoids a tackle. Boy, that was just
number 66 again, Frank. And I'll tell you what, Logan Hawkins ruined that play.
so much
For Union
penetration. Amador got in the backfield there. It was a little bit of a slow developing play for the Diamondbacks, and Hawkins just did a great job beating his man, getting deep in the backfield. And what that does, it makes your back take a wider path, right? So he can't get quick to the ball. And for the 4-yard line, you don't want to go backwards, and that's what happened right there. So they're back to the 6 and 2nd down and goal.
Hey, quick scoring update. Calaveras and Sonora Lumber. Argonauts now on the board in their game. Johnny White scores at 7-0 Mustangs.
Here we go, trying to get around the right side. Another good job. That's Sennett, number 82. He stayed home on that defensive end position, drug him down, maybe a gain of 1.
There was a flag on the field. I don't know what for.
Well, I thought he had the jersey. I did not think that he had the pads holding against Union Mine. Yeah, when you've got a 1st and goal from the 4-yard line, your first play results in a couple-yard loss and then a holding penalty. Hey, it's the first game, right? But we've seen penalties on both sides where they've got the ball. The first possession that Amador had was at the 20-yard line. They got nothing out of it.
Exactly.
Right? And Union Mine, their first good field position here after recovering that fumble, and they're going the opposite direction. So now 2nd down from about the 17-yard line, 2nd and goal. Quarterbacks keep it, trying to get around the left. Another good job by the defense. Sennett turned him in.
Sennett's all over it, man.
Well, Sennett turned him
Hawkins
in,
tonight.
and then number 77 finished it up for Travis Griffin. But Sennett was the guy that made that play. He got penetration on the end, made the back turn inside, and then Griffin was there to clean it up.
I mean, just like Hawkins has been doing from the middle, you don't have to make the tackle to ruin the play, folks. And he's doing
now
a
it's
great
3rd
job
and
tonight.
goal from the 25-yard line.
Also, Frank, you can watch our action on our YouTube page as well. Jake's here filming the game, and as Frank said, we'll have video on our Pigskin preview. A lot more video to come from KVGC with these games.
3rd and goal from the 25. Looking to throw. Throws over the middle. Incomplete.
And you know what, folks? That was in his hands. That was a quick slant. It was in his hands. And number 21, Andrew Keeter for the Buffaloes, basically hit him and knocked that ball out. That was great defense.
Well, had
by the
defenders
Buffalo
coming
defender.
from both sides. It was just a little slant pattern. Tried to throw it to about the 15-yard line, and he got hit from both sides of the
I
ball.
think
The
it
ball
was
fell out.
McCoy
and Keeter. So it's going to be 4th down and goal from the 25-yard line.
From Union Mine's perspective, ball was put perfect, though. Great throw.
All right, 4th and goal from the 25. Back to pass. He's rolling right. He's looking. He's under pressure. He stops. He throws a flutter. Intercepted! He's coming down the sideline. The 30 knocked out of bounds at about the there's a flag on the play.
And that was Andrew Keeter with the interception, but that was Sennett again, Frank, number 82, got in the backfield, forced that throw by the quarterback. Great defense tonight by the Buffaloes.
Well, they're really attacking the football. They're flying to the ball. That ball, he was in trouble. He was rolling to his right. He kind of threw a floater up there, and Keeter just did a nice job playing that safety, playing that center field. It came in and stepped right in front of it, came down the sideline. It was a helmet-to-helmet hit is the penalty. And, you know, that's another thing we haven't talked about. The rules of high school football in the state of California anyway have changed, and they're really trying to emphasize taking the helmet out of the game. And one of the things I was going to be very curious about, especially in these early games, is how the officials are going to interpret it and how they're going to call it. And right there we saw that was the first one we saw, and that's going to send Amador back. And I think what happened is they're saying that he lowered his head to create the contact.
You know how I feel about it personally is there's gray area there. What's the intent? What did he do? Sometimes things change. You got to call it. If it happens, it happens no matter the intent.
But that was my question on how it was going to be interpreted by the referee. I mean, to get these kids when they're ready for contact, not to lower their head because that's what they've been taught since they were 8. Quick running play up the middle. Reese Gilmore is going to take it out just short of the 25-yard line.
And you know what happens as well, Frank, is a guy will be coming in low, and then the back trips or something, and he ends up low, and accidentally they hit their heads. You're right. How do you interpret that? How do you call it? It's going to be interesting to see. Hey, 13-13, almost at halftime. Somerville and Denair are all locked up, and Argonaut is up 7-0 after a Johnny White touchdown. And
Burns under center. Thedford's got it. Trying to get outside. Nice tackle on the play. That's number 44 for the Diamondbacks. That's Jared Bond on the tackle. Nice job containing Thedford that time. But it was enough for a first down, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Buffs at about the 28-yard line.
And I wasn't able to get it in there as we had the play coming up, but Sonora's up 6-0 on Oakdale.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, scoring update brought to us by Calaveras and Sonora Lumber.
Fumble on the snap.
Looks like 4 Union Mine guys.
Union Mine got it.
No question there.
That was just a fumbled snap, and there again, we talked about not a lot of experience from Burns, and you never know on that one. Yep. They'll talk about that, whether it was the center didn't get it up there or Burns pulled out too early. But fumble on the snap, that's the second fumble already in this half for Amador, giving the ball back to Union Mine inside their 30-yard line.
Hey, Frank, Argonaut scores again. Argonaut is up now 13-0, 7 minutes left in the first quarter on that game. Your scoring update brought to us by Calaveras and Sonora Lumber. We're at 8:35 left in the first half. 6-0 Amador, 1st and 10 from the 29.
Well, I expected Argonaut to romp over Mesa Verde this week.
Oh, we got a
there's
start
another
there, 69.
false start. Boy,
like
a lot
Andrew
of penalties so far in this first half, that's for sure.
I mean, we've been going at this for a minute here, Frank, and we still have over half of the second quarter to go here. Second quarter actions brought to us by Jackson Tire. So without all these penalties, we might be close to wrapping up the first half at this time. But
all right, that's going to move back 5 yards. It'll be a 1st and 15 for the Diamondbacks as they break the huddle and come to the line. Receiver split wide to our side. Back to pass. That's where he's looking on the slant. Oh, right through his hands. That ball's got to be caught.
A little high, but definitely catchable. You're right. You touch it that good, you can catch it. 42 on the coverage, of course. That is Tyler McCoy. Hey, Frank, as we see here inside of Amador's territory, but the only time that Union Mine has actually made it into Amador territory is on the botched, the punt over here, penalties, the fumble we just had.
2 fumbles.
So the Amador defense itself is actually doing very well. Got to eliminate some of these mistakes, these fumbles and these penalties. They can get that together. Their defense looks real strong.
All right, big shift on the defensive line there. Sennett goes out to the right. Motion coming from this side. Quarterback keeper trying to get around the left. Oh, great penetration. I'm going to tell you what. I talked about Sennett, and I heard he was a very athletic kid, 6'4", 245 pounds. Wow. He's impressed me so far this half.
He and Logan Hawkins, number 66, have impressed me as well.
They're both on that right side of the line, and that was a quarterback keeper, and he tried to get around that left side on the short side of the field, and everybody just stayed home and just forced him. He wanted to try to come back, which is always a bad idea, by the way. Loss on the play. Now we're looking to pass. He's looking for that same slant pass. It got knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Incomplete
Guess who
pass.
knocked it down, Frank? Number 82.
82.
There's a surprise. I'll tell you what, we got great individual play, but it's also great team play. You'll see Sennett get in the backfield on the interception. He pressured the quarterback, forced that weak throw, led to the interception. He forces the throw. The secondary still does their job, comes up with the interception. So on all phases of the defense here, Amador really is doing a great job of team defense.
Well, another punt for Union Mine here in the first half, and the leg that's getting a workout so far. Snap, he's got it, kicks up, kicking it out of bounds again to the left side. Want to keep it out of Thedford's hands. Let's see where they mark it. It looks like it's going to be at the 20-yard line where the Buffs will take over 1st and 10.
So we're looking at 7:43 left in the second quarter. Let's take a very quick break, check in with our sponsor, Jackson Tire, bring it right back to Union Mine. I think we're in the commercial still.
Boy, there's a whole lot of movement going on there, but not a lot of yards gained. Thetford gets maybe 3.
And the clock's actually moving right now, guys. 7 minutes and 25 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. You just heard from our sponsor, Jackson Tire. Stay tuned. We'll have your half-game show brought to you by Jackson Rancheria Casino Resort. After the game, our Prep Star post-game show will also bring you the utility telephone call of the game, Paisano's Pizza player of the game. I'm leaning 82 right now for my player of the game.
All right, Burns is back in the shotgun. Thetford on his right. They're going to give him. He's going to try to get outside the left side. Cuts it inside. Gets knocked down just across the 30-yard line. Enough for a first down. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Buffs. Just enough to move the chains.
Thetford, again, not a big guy. Looks like he gained a couple pounds.
He's pretty
from
strong
last
though.
year. Yeah, he does.
You know, he's put on some muscle. I know he works really hard.
Like I said, at the beginning of last year, Frank, he seemed like a Dodger-type runner, but as the season went on, he wasn't afraid of that contact. Looks like he's carried that right into this season.
Yeah, and I just think he's gotten a little stronger. He's got a little more mature.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Buffs. 31-yard line. Thetford, the lone back, deep. And look how deep that drop is. I mean, he's like 8 yards back. Motion coming from the side. Trying to come around.
Looks like
tackled right away. That was McCoy. Brought down to the 30-yard line. It looks like a loss of 1 on the play.
And Frank, looks like Calaveras is up 19-0. Just a few minutes left to go in the second quarter in that game. So the Motherlode League faring pretty well. Argonauts up right now. Sonora's up. We have Somerville in a tie. Amador is up in this game, and Calaveras in theirs. So
Calaveras has one of their
good.
easiest games this week against El Capitan because they've got a pretty tough schedule the next few weeks. Burns gives to Thetford. Little jitterbug, cuts it inside. Nice hop. Falls across the 35-yard line.
That kid's going to break someone's ankle this year. Did he play basketball?
Yes.
Because he's shifty.
Yeah, I think they're going to mark that. It looks like maybe at the 37-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down for the Buffs. Clock continues to move.
That was actually a sideline infraction on Amador there.
Well, they usually give a warning.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why the clock stopped.
It was the warning. It was a warning, but they stopped the clock to give the warning.
Yeah, that's why the clock stopped, because I looked up and I expected, why did they stop the clock? And so...
and the ball's in the same spot?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're about 5 minutes left to go, 5:34 to be exact. 6-0 Amador, 1st and 11 from the 37-yard line, their own 37.
3rd down. 3rd down. Thetford deep in the backfield. Handoff inside to Gilmore. Oh, he gets a hole, and he's off to the races. He's got the 40, to the 30. He's being chased down to the 20, down to the 10, brought down at about the 10-yard line. Reese Gilmore on a quick hitter right up the middle. And see,
and Frank, we're going to make that your call of the game. That's the play, the call of the game, brought to you by Utility Telephone.
Okay.
Sound good to me? Sound good to you?
That was a quick hitter right up the middle, and you know, when the defense starts concentrating on one player so much, Thetford went to the right. They gave it to the quick hitter to Gilmore right up the middle, and he had a big hole, and he was off to the races. Brought down to the 10-yard line, where it will be 1st and goal.
And it looks like we got a timeout. You know, we're calling that our call of the game here early, because that right there puts Amador inside the 15-yard line. They're at about the 10 with 5 minutes left to go in scoring position. This will put them up 2 scores going into the half if they're able to hold Union Mine. Of course, that is if they do score here with this opportunity. So Amador now has a chance to take a nice lead into halftime. They will also be getting the ball back at the start of the second half as well. So a huge, huge run there here towards the end of the first half.
Yeah, and like I said, you know, nice call by the coaching staff of Amador. Obviously, they don't want the ball in Thetford's hands, and they're really keen on him. as far as the Union Mind.
Yes.
And I would too.
Of course.
However,
Of course.
you still need to stay home. You still need to stay where you're supposed to be. You can't have everybody on your defense following one guy. You've got to stay home. And that right there was a perfect example of that. Quick hitter, Gilmore up the middle, big hole, big game.
You know, he got to the second level pretty easy, actually. But he made
Well, he was past everybody.
Yeah.
There were 3 guys chasing him. He basically just got ran down.
made one nice cut, yeah.
So first and goal from the 10-yard line. Nose of the ball just sitting on the 10. Burns gives to Thetford. He dances. He goes through. Oh, he's close. Short of the goal line, down to inside the 1. That was a nice little run by Thetford, real shifty. He kind of shifted off his right foot, cut it inside, got down to the 9-yard line. It's going to be second down and goal.
You know, as I said earlier, very patient, and he finds the hole. He does a good job. Hey, some quick scoring updates brought to you by Calaveras and Sonora Lumber. Calaveras 19-0 second quarter action. Argonaut 13-0. Sonora is now 12-0 over Oakdale, while Denair and Somerville are tied at 19.
Second down and goal. Thetford spins it in, touchdown, Amador. Well, Thetford is off to a pretty good start. 2 touchdowns here in the first half. 1-yard run from Thetford. The big play of that drive was the Reese Gilmore quick hitter right up the middle. And as we talked about, he's going to touch the ball a lot. And that has certainly held true to form tonight.
So now we're at 12-0. They kicking, going for 2. Let's see what happens here.
I'm guessing after missing the kick on the first time, they're going to go for 2 and try to get this back to 14 points. They are going for 2. So Burns gets under center. Reese Gilmore, the lone back. He's rolling to his right. He's looking to throw, going to a little corner throw, and he just threw it out of bounds.
Just let him a little too much.
So 4:12 left in the first half here. The Buffaloes 12, the Diamondbacks nothing. And we'll be back.
And we're back here, second quarter action, 4 minutes and 12 seconds left to go in the first half. Amador is now up, failed 2-point conversion. That leaves it at 12-0. Again, 4 minutes and 12 seconds left to go in the half. Some quick Calaveras Sonora Lumber updates for you. Denair 19, Somerville 19. Calaveras 19-0. Argonaut 13-0. And looks like that's what we have as of right now. Amador here again, 12-0.
Beckham back deep for the Diamondbacks. Good kick, sends him back, bounces at the 10-yard line. He's going to pick it up at about the 7. He's coming forward. He gets to the 20. Hit, falls forward just shy of the 25-yard line, where the Diamondbacks will take over first and 10. Well, the Diamondbacks have had the ball a lot this half, just not able to drum up a whole lot of offense. I've got it down as their 7th possession of the half. New head coach, new system, first game of the year. Everybody trying to kind of get comfortable. There's a flag, and it's against the Diamondbacks again. Illegal substitution, that's the second penalty for illegal substitution that they've had in this half.
Yeah, we've had a lot of penalties on both sides of the ball. Union Mine, Frank, looks like they've done a decent job of moving the ball at times, but then they'll have a bad play, set themselves back, have a fumble. They can't keep anything consistently going, shooting themselves in the foot a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of penalties. They got good field position off the 2 fumbles and weren't able to do anything with it. Handoff coming around the left side. That's number 21. Trying to stretch it out. He gets across the 30. Nice run on the play. Good pickup. And guess what? There's another flag on the play. I think that one's coming back. I think that's going to be a holding call on Union Mine. Let's see. They're talking about it over on the sidelines. Two officials, the white hat and the line judge over there conferring. And they're still conferring.
Hey, real quick.
Oh, they're trying to pick up the point of the foul because they're going to mark it off from there. Face mask against Union Mind. And that's going to move them back another 15. And boy, the Diamondbacks are just having a hard time getting out of their own way so far this first half.
I'm curious who they called that face mask on, if that was inside.
No, it was out around the edge.
Maybe on a stiff arm attempt.
And I don't know if it was on the back or if it was on a blocker, but that's the call. They're trying to break the huddle in a hurry, and the ball hasn't even got placed down yet. Well, I'll tell you one thing. They want to go.
Looks like Sonora just scored again, Frank. They're up 20-0. Argonauts up 19-0.
I'm telling you what. I talked about Sonora being the leader of this league. Oakdale is no joke.
No, never.
They're section champions. They've been a powerhouse in the Valley Oak League for years. And wow, what a strong showing for Sonora coming out. And you know, Sonora had this great junior team coming up, and then they still had some really big seniors coming back. Canapo was one of them.
Yes.
And he's just like a freight train, bowling ball type of runner, great linebacker. So they're all the way back to the 10-yard line.
Looking at 3:46 left here.
Handoff inside, gains about 4 yards on the play, but they need a lot more than that. Wondering why that got marked back so far. That penalty is from the spot of the infraction, not from the line of scrimmage, and that's why it was marked all the way back to the 10-yard line. So second down and 23 for the Diamondbacks. There's another motion
Frank, I
penalty.
can't remember a high school football game where I saw this many penalties, both sides of the ball.
They had
in
motion
the first
coming
half.
from the left side, and the right side looked like an up back that was up on the line. They both moved at one time. You cannot have two guys moving at the same time. And that's, I don't know, fourth time maybe that penalty's been called. So that's going to move it back inside the 10.
If Union Mind's not careful, they punt from back here. Amador's got a chance to score again before the half, but we're running a little low on time. We're down from inside.
If I'm Billy Baker,
I'm going
after
for it.
this play right now, I'm calling a timeout.
Me too. They have to get positive yards here, Union Mind.
Oh, almost fumbled that snap. He's looking. Oh, he got held by the cornerback. Complete at the 40. Drugged down to the 45-yard line. And I got to tell you what a great job by that receiver. He just went right by Tyler McCoy. And you know what?
That was a great throw.
Well, I think they had set McCoy up. I thought he was going to run that slant route again, and so did McCoy, and he went inside, and he went right around him. He was wide open, great throw and catch, first down to the 45-yard line for the Diamondbacks. Biggest play of the night so far. Now they're trying to get around the left side. They cut it inside. They gain about 3 yards on the play.
That was Cameron Caffey. Done a great job, a good job this
and that takes the timeout out of Baker's hands. Now there's inside of 2 minutes, and now they just need to play some defense. Nice play by Union Mind. McCoy just got deked on that a little bit, and he just got caught short. Second down at the 48-yard line. Cuts it inside. Nice job, number 4 right there. Oh, he's still going. He's still on his feet.
And that was Beckham, and they're following up, so I don't think his knee hit the ground.
Well, they're going to mark it forward to the 40-yard line. That's going to move the chains. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Diamondbacks. Clock stops to move the chains. Union Mind's already burned a couple timeouts of this half. There's 1:19 left in the half.
And you know what? They've made it past midfield, Frank. They were almost back. I mean, they were about the 5-yard line or so there, and they've now made it up to Amador's 40. So nice drive so far here for Union Mind.
Well, The officials are talking about something right now. I did not see a flag. No laundry on the field. Oh, there it is. He just picked it up. It was sitting at about the 47-yard line. We're going to look and see what they call. Oh, they're marking off a big one. And, boy, Union Mine again shoots himself in the foot. That's going to go back all the way to the 45-yard line. And instead of a 1st and 10, they are now sitting at 3rd and 10 back at the 45-yard line. And
About a minute 19 left to go here
I don't
in the
think
half.
the Diamondback coach was too happy about that call.
Today's second quarter action brought to us by Jackson Tire. Stay tuned. Frank and I will have a wrap-up. Also, other Motherlode League action tonight with our Jackson Rancheria halftime report.
Back to pass. He's looking right. He's going deep to the corner. Covered well. Oh, boy, that should have been intercepted,
That
but
really
incomplete
should have.
pass. Now it's going to be 4th down. There's 1:07 left in the half. Thedford's going to go back deep, but I'm guessing they're going to kick this out of bounds. What do you think?
I'm assuming so. They've done well so far of doing that. So. Oh, 3rd and 10, Frank. We're looking at 3rd down.
Well, the marker was wrong because the marker on the other side of the field, I looked at it right before the snap, and it said 3rd down. So it is 3rd down now. They moved it forward. Handoff coming around this right side. He's trying to get outside. Gets hit right at the 50-yard line. Nice, solid tackle there. Helmet comes off. That was number 21, it looks like, for the Buffaloes.
And 21 is Andrew Keeter, and Andrew Keeter just blew that up, shed the block.
He has to go out. In the high school rules, if your helmet comes off, you have to go out for a play. So Keeter's going to go to the sideline. It's going to be 4th down for the Diamondbacks. 54 seconds left in the half.
Keeter did exactly what you want your corner to do on the edge. Blocker right on him. He sheds the block, comes forward, makes the tackle. You couldn't have made a better play from Keeter's position. Great job defensively there.
Timeout, Union Mine.
Timeout, Union Mine. We got 54 seconds left. We'll take a very quick break. Check in with our sponsor, Jackson Tire. We'll bring it right back here. 4th down and 3. 54 seconds left. And we're back here at Union Mine High School. 54 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Second quarter action brought to us by Jackson Tire. Remember, our halftime show will be brought to you tonight by the Jackson Rancheria Casino Resort. We'll also hear from Mark Twain Medical Center.
All right, well, Union Mine called a timeout there. That was their 3rd timeout of the half, so, you can't carry them over to the second half, so they burned that, wanted to make sure everybody knew exactly what they were going to do. And they are not going back into punt formation, which I am extremely surprised about. They've got the ball just inside the 50-yard line, and that was just a train wreck. I don't know what they talked about at halftime, but there was nothing good that came out of that. They're going to give the ball back on Amador's side of the 50-yard line with 49 seconds left.
Maybe they're hoping Amador's going to kneel it, not go for anything here offensively. That looked like a planned quarterback sneak to me,
Amador
Frank.
is not going to kneel it.
But you know what I'm saying?
Why would they?
But that looked to me like that must have been what they were thinking.
I think.
I don't know why you would go for a quarterback
I
sneak.
think it was a timing play. I'm not sure that's what they wanted to do.
I would hope.
It almost looked like they wanted to run some kind of trap or a counter, and it looked like it looked like there was a little bit of a mishandle. I don't know if it was on the snap or. But, as we talked about, this is the first game of the season. You've got a new head coach here at Union Mine. You've got a new offensive system. And these kids, if it's anything like Amador or Argonaut or whatever, these kids have been running pretty much the same system since they started in Pop Warner.
Well, we saw what happened with Argonaut.
In Youth League. And all of a sudden you're asking these kids to rethink. And that just doesn't happen overnight. The timing of the plays and everything that goes in, whether it's your play call or whatever, your cadence, that the quarterback, you got a new quarterback coming in, so your cadence is a little bit different. And we've seen a lot of penalties here in this first half. And, some of it is kind of expected in the first game of the year. And that'll get ironed out as going in. And that's what pre-league football is about, trying to get these kinks out so when you get into your league play, you're ready to go. So here goes Amador, 1st and 10, 50-yard line. A little draw to Thedford. He cuts it in back inside. Nice job there holding him. I think he would have been better off cutting that outside, but he cut it inside. Falls forward. Is a gain about 9 yards. But and I'm surprised Coach Baker isn't calling a timeout right now.
It's ticking away. We're down to about right now 30 seconds, and
they haven't burned a timeout. I don't understand why they're not calling a timeout.
The clock's still going, so Jake, there is no timeout.
No, Amador's only called one timeout so far this half. They've still got a couple in their pocket, and I'm not quite sure why they let that through. Oh, wide open down the middle. Oh, dropped, almost intercepted, and there was nothing but green grass ahead of him on that one.
He had one man to beat in Beckham, and I think he had the angle to do it.
I'm going to tell you, that's one of those plays that as a safety, you're sitting back in center field, and that ball's coming, and you see nobody in front of you. He will have dreams about that tonight.
He will. So we got
the eyes get as big as saucers, and oh, baby, there ain't nothing in front of me. All right, third down. 7.8 seconds left in the half. Burns back in the shotgun. Reese Gilmore, the only back in the backfield, to his left. Oh, low snap. He's looking deep. He's going for the corner. That's going to be intercepted, and it is intercepted. Whoa, 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 whoa. A little bit of mix-up down there. Intercepted by Union Mine. Now that's Thedford.
A little mouthy. One thing I'd like to see Thedford do is just get back to the huddle at times.
Well, you know, as I talked earlier in the pregame show, I think Thedford has really grown up and he's matured over the last couple of years, because I remember seeing him as a sophomore, and that kind of stuff right there. Well, I know he was frustrated. It's
and
an
jumping around
pass,
earlier in front of the
you know
refs
what?
About a fumble.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Go to the sidelines. You've got the lead. You need to learn to let that go.
Don't draw the attention to yourself.
They're going to just kneel down here. There's less than a second left in the half. They're going to go to halftime with a 12-point lead. They're getting the kick to start the second half. And everybody's kneel down position. There it is, and that'll do it.
So that wraps up the first half action here at Union Mine High School. Amador Buffaloes up 12-0. We will be back. Frank will give us a quick recap of the scoring. We'll talk about other Motherlode League action right here from Union Mine High School. Today's halftime show brought to us by Mark Twain Medical Center and the Jackson Rancheria Casino Resort. Second half about to get underway here. We just started halftime. We've got about 15 minutes or so here. We've got the band out here. Union Mine, they got a full band, and they look and sound really, really good. So we're looking forward to hearing that. Some quick scoring updates from around the Motherlode League. Argonaut is up 26-0 just a few minutes into the second quarter over El Capitan. Sonora 20-0. Frank, 20-0.
Now that
right now
I'm not
Oakdale.
surprised by the Argonaut score, but I am surprised by the Sonora score. 20-0 over Oakdale. That's big. And I knew Sonora was going to be good, but boy, are they off to a start.
And then we've got Somerville right now all locked up at 19 with Denair.
That's a lot of points.
Denair's kind of, they're hit and miss. They'll be a real strong team. They'll have down years at times, but not a pushover by any means. So good showing so far from Somerville, 19-19. Calaveras getting close to halftime. Calaveras is still up 19-0.
And no real surprise there either.
Who's Calaveras playing tonight?
El Capitan.
Oh, Calaveras is.
Yes.
We thought Argonaut was playing El Capitan.
No, Argonaut's playing Mesa Verde.
Oh, excuse me.
No, Argonaut's playing Mesa Verde. Calaveras is at El Capitan. Linden's at Franklin, and Somerville at Denair.
Jake and I only do well in English, Frank. Argonaut 26-0 over Mesa Verde. How's that sound? Calaveras 19-0 over El Capitan. Somerville 19. Denair 19. And as Frank's been saying, one heck of a showing from Sonora, 20-0 so far against Oakdale. And as you guys know, those of you who have been following the Motherlode League, local folks listening right now, Sonora's new to our league. I believe this is their third year in the league.
Third year in the league. They have
They've
yet
dominated.
to lose a football game. Well, dominated. Let's talk about that. They went. Argonaut took them to overtime last year. Not a very good Argonaut team.
No Calaveras.
And Calaveras lost to Sonora on a 2-point conversion.
Yes.
They were down by 1. End of the game, went for 2, did not convert, and they lost by 1. And that's the only reason. As a matter of fact, I remember walking out of the booth when we did the Argonaut-Sonora game. The coaches were in the next booth next to us for Sonora, and they said, you guys should have won that game. They did not play well, so they were on the verge. They still have not lost.
I agree last year. But if you take both years into consideration,
undefeated.
I mean, they were smoking
2 section championships.
Their first season in. Amador, I feel so sorry for the Buffaloes. Always kind of in Argonaut shadow lately.
Oh, we've got a correction. Somerville in their score.
Okay, Jim sent us a correction. Had a mistake there. It was Somerville 13, Denair 19. So we'll see if Somerville can come back in that action. But back to Sonora. I felt bad for Amador. Amador without Sonora in the league, Amador would have been the league champion. Argonaut in the last, 10, 15 years or so.
No, Calaveras would have been.
Really come on 2 years ago. Amador would have. Last year, definitely not last year. But 2 seasons ago, that would have been Amador's first league title in quite some time. Kind of had surpassed Argonaut up until this season. And, Sonora coming into the league kind of shot that down. So we're all kind of rooting. Sorry for you Sonora fans. We're all kind of rooting to see somebody knock Sonora off the top here.
Absolutely, we are.
Hey, Johnny Preto, Fred. I think Fred Fletcher's okay with it at this point, though, Mr. Argonaut. But, I know Johnny Preto saying, Wildcats, baby. Hey, 9:35 left to go, if that's accurate, here at halftime. Your Jackson Rancheria Casino Resort, Mark Twain Medical Center halftime show. Frank, I know you've got a wrap up of the first quarter action here. Amador scoring.
Well, the first half was all about mistakes. Amador only had the ball on 4 possessions, and they scored on 2 of them. Mm-hmm. And they fumbled twice. And so Union Mine actually had good field position on 2 different possessions, and they just could not get out of their own way. They just keep penalty after penalty after penalty. I don't know how many penalties they had in that first half. I'm going to say it had to be close to 10.
Oh, yeah. Amador had a handful of penalties too.
And first game jitters, whatever the case may be, trying to work out a new system and this and that. But they did nothing. They think they punted 7 times in the first half.
Anytime they were threatening, other than the one good pass that they did have towards the end, Amador put him in position. That's one thing we saw from Amador, especially last year. Bad snaps, fumbles, penalties, kind of taking themselves out of position. Well, they only did the first drive there. Amador probably should have scored, took themselves out of position with some penalties, fumble. But
the first score was on a big punt return by Thetford. They have not kicked to him yet, and he finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run to put Amador up 6-0. The second score, there was a great run by Reese Gilmore, but it ended up being Thetford on a 1-yard plunge that put him up 12-0. But again, they had field position the first 2 times they had the ball. They came away with nothing because they had some penalties. They were a little bit off balance. The one thing that was really impressive for Amador in that first half, the way their defense was flying to the ball. They had great penetration from the interior of the line and sent it on the outside. Everybody was staying home, and they really created havoc for Union Mine in the backfield, had a lot of plays for losses. And so that was probably the most impressive thing. I expected Thetford to do what Thetford does.
Me too.
And I expected him to touch the ball a lot. But what I was impressed with from Amador's standpoint is how they had 11 men flying to the football. Every time, everybody stayed in their position. Nobody got beat other than McCoy on that one pass that was long. And they threw that slant, they threw that slant, they threw that slant. He took an inside position, and
it's the guy slant and go, I guess you could say.
And the guy ran a corner route, and he was wide open, and it was a good throw and catch. But other than that, that was the only big play that Union might have had in the first half. So really impressed with the defense and how 11 men were flying to the football. Nobody took a play off.
And to add to your point about the 11 men, what I'm seeing, what I'm really impressed by is the corners of Amador come up hard, they tackle, they wrap you up, they're physical. And if you have a line with Sennett and Logan Hawkins, the way they're doing, pushing in and making those guys hit the outside, if you have guys who can't tackle on the edge, what's it do you? But you got these two good corners coming up, so you're getting the penetration on the interior line. The ends and the corners are doing an amazing job of making those plays that are set up for them to make.
Hawkins had a great first half. Moreno had a great first half. Sennett had a great first half, all on defense. You know, it was an impressive defensive effort by the Buffaloes.
Right now, we got to take a break, and we'll come back shortly. But right now, we're only at the halftime. I know, folks. I'm saying number 82, Big Mr. Sennett's my player of the game right now.
Well, he's done a great job. And like I said, I hadn't seen him play before. He did not play last year, I don't think. But I had heard he was a very athletic kid, and he's big, and he's long, and so far, he looks pretty good.
Hasn't disappointed.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back here for a wrap-up. We're going to talk a little bit with Frank about the season, the Motherlode League, what to expect when we come back here with your halftime show brought to us tonight by Jackson Rancheria Casino Resort and Mark Twain Medical Center. High school, and Frank, I've been talking about it, saying check out our video coverage. I forgot Jake was filming us, so here we're in front of the camera. You guys can check that out on our YouTube page. You're familiar with TV. You're good at this. I'm used to being on the air where, you know, I'm in my underwear or something talking about
Well, you know, I've had more than one person tell me I have a face for radio.
I think you did all right, though. I think you did all right with it. All right, so we're back here at halftime show, Jackson Rancheria Casino Resort and Mark Twain Medical Center. And we wrapped up the first half, gave them kind of some scoring updates. Well, we've got our pigskin preview. If you guys check out our website, also on our YouTube page, you can see Frank kind of give a recap of what's happened the previous week and going into the next week is what we're going to do each week. But the Motherlode League this year, we've been talking about how great they've been doing tonight. What do you see going forward in league this season?
Well, you know, as I talked about in football, according to Frank, in my predictions at the beginning of the year, until somebody beats Sonora, somebody's got to beat them because they haven't lost so far. They had a great JV team last year, really strong JV team, and they purposely left those kids on JV and not bring them up to keep them together. Those kids have been together a long time. They got a very strong group coming up. And then they've got some big returners. As I had mentioned Canepa. They're really solid. That being said, I think Calaveras is going to be really solid. The running back combination that Calaveras has this year with Gian Grangorio and Bruce. Now, I got a phone call because when I talked about it, because I remember when we did that last game, Bruce hadn't played several games. I thought he was hurt.
Okay.
I was told by the voice of Calaveras Canner, Mr. Boitano,
he knows
that was not the case. He was a transfer.
Okay.
So he had to sit out X number of games before he was eligible to play.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell you what, with those two guys in the backfield, that is a two-headed monster. And if you remember,
Calaveras has had two backs in the past.
Well, if you remember that game we did last year, what it allowed Dylan Bird to do, instead of when we saw him before that he was just dropping back and throwing it as far as he could throw it, and his completion percentage was horrible.
Yes.
He started throwing more high percentage passes because the backs were controlling the depth of the defensive backfield. They've got that now. Yep. Dylan Bird's gone, but you know what? They've got his younger brother, who I think is a more accurate passer. I think he has a better arm, and I think he's more athletic. You know, and they are not going to miss a beat at that position.
I got some sources out in Calaveras County, probably the same ones you have. And I was talking about Bird, and I hear he's a little more athletic than his brother. You know, he's not as experienced on that level. But over there on the other side of the river, they think that by the end of the season, he's going to put up some pretty good numbers and lead that team into the playoffs.
And they have a lot of depth.
They do.
They've got a deep roster, and that's going to bode really good for them. Argonaut, I called it in my preview of the year of the Mustangs.
Yes.
Ricky Davis is back together. He's got over 100 wins. In the 11 years he was at Argonaut, he won a section championship. He won several league titles. The Year of the Mustangs, the band is back together. Watch out for Argonaut. They're going to make some noise. We're getting the signal. We need to make a cut right now before we can get back here to start the second half of action. We got a few seconds left. We're going to take a break, and we're going to be back with second half action right here, Union Mine High School, the Diamondbacks and the Buffaloes.
And we're back here at Union Mine. Looks like they're going to kick off a little bit early, so they've just reset the clock. We're about to get ready here with the second half action. Third quarter brought to us by the Glass Doctor, if I could say it. Blah, 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 blah.
Thedford and Keeter back deep, a little different alignment than we've seen in the kickoffs before. Both of them split. Keeter closest to us, Thedford on the right. Their move is sitting at about the 17-yard line. Kickoff coming from the 40-yard line. A squib kick out of bounds. That's a flag.
So we said they're either going to squib it or kick it out of bounds, and they said, we'll one up you. We'll do both. But then again, when you only squib it to the 45, the penalty doesn't matter too much. It's about where it would bring it up to.
That's right where it's at. They're going to mark it right at the 45 where the Buffs will take over to start this second half. 1st and 10. From the 45-yard line.
Good coaching, in my opinion. Don't kick it to Thedford after he beat you. One of Amador's touchdowns is because they got it down to the 5-yard line on a punt return. Offense has been moving it, but some penalties kind of shooting themselves in the foot a little bit. Special teams brought them down there.
Well, this is not going to be the only team that's going to play keep away from Thedford on kicks, I can guarantee you. We're going to see a lot of that all year long. All right, Anthony Burns comes out in the shotgun. Thedford only back to his left. Give to Thedford. Oh, good penetration by Union Mine. Great job. Drops Thedford for a loss back to the 42-yard line. A loss of 3 on the play. Great penetration by the center of the line for Union Mine. So maybe they made some adjustments. You know, this game is about adjustments. And great penetration right there from the line. The first time we've really seen that. They got deep into the backfield, caused Thedford to try to take that run deeper than he wanted to, and was able to tackle him for a 3-yard loss. So Burns is going to stay in the shotgun. This time Reese Gilmore's to his left. Thedford split out here to the left. Burns back to pass. He's looking the other way. Thrown over the middle, complete. That's number 4.
That's Brandon Cook for the Buffaloes.
Completed pass down to the 49-yard line. Good pickup on the play. Gain of about 9.
Kind of just a quick in pattern.
Going to be 3rd down and 4. So they got the lost yardage back plus about another 6. So 3rd down and 4 at the 49-yard line. Burns this time is going to go under center. Reese Gilmore, the lone back. That give to Gilmore. Nice little move there. He's got the first down. Falls forward to the 41-yard line. Nice run by Gilmore.
Just a quick inside handoff. Play Amador runs a lot, actually. Have had great success over with the last couple of years here. And right there, I mean, Gilmore's just a beast.
All right, so 1st and 10 for the Buffs coming out here, their first drive of the half. Thedford back in. Gilmore's going to go in the up back on the left. Thedford's deep. Burns under center. McCoy to the right. Give to Thedford. He wants to come off the left side. He's got a little room. He breaks a tackle, falls forward across the 30-yard line. And there is a flag on the play. That's going to be holding against the Buffs. That one's going to come back.
You know, I like the 1-2 with Thedford and Gilmore. Frank Gilmore, he's got speed. He could be a traditional halfback, runs similar to a fullback. Out of this offense, you don't have a traditional fullback, so he's kind of a nice mix of both worlds there. He's a good blocker as well. Real nice 1-2 punch. Two completely different runners in Thedford and Gilmore, but both very effective.
That's going to back him up 10 yards. It'll be 1st down and 20. Just our side of the 50-yard line, sitting at the 49. That's the 49-yard line of Amador's. So it'll be 1st and 20. Burns breaks the huddle. In the shotgun. Thedford to his right. He's looking to pass. He looks down. He throws to Thedford in the flat. Nice tackle there. Small gain of 0 on the play. Actually got basically back to the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 2nd down and 20 for the Buffs.
quick little swing there, and really good defense, Union Mine. Now, we talked about not expecting to see Burns throwing the ball a lot, but they come out here and they've thrown several times now on this first drive. I don't know if this is just to kind of get him some exposure, get him some experience to see the defense, or if this is Amador's game plan here.
Well,
for the second half.
I think it's a little bit of both. You know, when we did the interview with Coach Baker, he says, "Hey, we're not going to put too much on his plate right now. We're going to get him comfortable." And I think that they're throwing high percentage passes right now. Thedford, he's got it coming to this left, cuts it inside to the 45, across the 40, falls forward to about the 38-yard line. It's going to be third down. We're going to call it 7.
You want to talk about Burns? He's made good decisions, Frank, accurate. I honestly would take him throwing and decision-making over their quarterback last year.
Griffin.
Yes, who wasn't a bad ball player, but if Burns can continue with these, we haven't seen him throw it out.
The kid they had the year before was a pretty good quarterback. He threw the ball pretty well.
Yes, they've had
but
Jacob Griffin was good. Even Cody Sackett was good.
They really had a good receiver last year in Eric Williams.
Yes, they did.
And he's gone, so I still think they're waiting for somebody to step up. There's a flag on the play. That's a procedure call against Amador, so that's going to back him up 5 yards.
And that looked like it was going to be a throw, too.
Yeah, it was. That's going to make it 3rd and 13. Yeah, Burns was back in the shotgun. He almost had that back foot planted, and they were blowing the whistle. Looked like he was looking for Thedford coming down this left side here. Because you'll notice in these passing situations, they bring Thedford to this side. They split him out wide, and they just want to match a speed up against the corner there. The defense should be shading the safety. I'm sure they are, and I'll take a look at it this time when he comes out. The safety should be coming this side. Yeah, Thedford's coming out to the left here. Burns in the shotgun. Yeah, and the safety is shading this side. Burns, he's looking the other way. Oh, he missed the receiver. He had a wide open receiver running on the corner pattern. That was number 32. Eric Marino was wide open.
What we had here is we had a slot and a receiver to the top of the field, the far right. The slot receiver did a quick out pattern that he tried to hit. The other guy just released up the field. Moreno did. His defender released off of him to the pattern, the out pattern, leaving him wide open.
And that's the inexperience, because Burns already knew where he wanted to throw the ball before he looked at it.
Yeah.
And because Moreno was wide open.
Calaveras, 25. El Capitan 0. So Calaveras still looking good there. Argonaut 32-0 now.
All right, back to receive for Union Mine. That's number 2. That's Beckham. Short kick goes out of bounds. Let's see where they spot it. Going to be maybe about the 13-yard line, it looks like, where Union Mine will take over 1st and 10.
So we're looking at about 8 minutes left to go in the third quarter. A quick break. We'll be back. Today's third quarter, Glass Doctor, our sponsor.
Wow.
Anything new from Sonora, Jay? No. Denair and Somerville the same? Yeah, so far. The only change is Calaveras.
All right, Union Mine breaks the huddle, coming out in a hurry. 8:01 left here in the third quarter. Handoff going around the left. Oh, nice job in the backfield. Good penetration. That's Reese Gilmore again. Got back in there, number 36. Or no, excuse me. That was 66. That was number 66. That was Logan Hawkins.
Yeah, we're back here at Union Mine with 7:42 left to go. And Hawkins, man, he's looking strong too. Hawkins, number 82.
Hawkins is playing the linebacker position.
Senate.
Oh, there's a penalty flag on the play. Boy, they're going to need to order some more Tide. There's lots of laundry on the field tonight. Oh, I need to correct that. I'm going to give him giving the credit to the wrong guy. Number 82 is Dustin Martin. Senate is number 79. It's Dustin Martin.
Who's also had a good game.
Right, but Dustin Martin has played outstanding. So I apologize to Dustin's parents.
Oh, in and
right
out of
through
his
his hands. He got behind the defensive back at about the 40-yard line, and that one just went right through there.
I'll tell you what, that was a really strong throw by Nate Eshelman.
He put it
What a
right where he
disappointment.
needed to put it.
A good call, too, by Union Mine. Union Mine's held tough here with everything that's gone on to only be down 12-0. They haven't given up. They're staying strong, and looks like they still got something left in the tank for the Buffaloes here in the second half.
Well, 3rd and 14 here for Union Mine. They're deep in their own territory. They need to make something happen, if nothing else, just to get themselves out of the back of their own end zone. Pass over the middle, but nice job with the tackle, short of the first down.
And that's Tyler McCoy. Again, those corners coming up hard.
Well, he really did a nice job playing the sticks there, you know, and as we talked about down and distance and time of possession, those are things you always want to remember when you're playing. At that time, he was playing the sticks. He let him catch the ball underneath, then came up, made a solid tackle. 4th and 4, Union Mine's going to have
But we got to get him a smaller helmet, I think, Frank. That's the second time his helmet's come off, so he has to come off the field. So now we have a second corner here on the top of the field. That's number 10 for the Buffaloes. I believe that's Warren Wheat.
Well, you know, this is going to be interesting because they don't want to kick it to Thedford. They kick it out of bounds. They're going to give Amador the football. Oh, there, it's a fake. Now that is a gutsy call. He's got the first down.
Gutsy
the
call.
20 knocked out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
And they're going to call it for a tackle out of bounds. And I'll tell you what, that was Beckham right there. That was all his running. That play should have been stopped. And the coaching staff would have been really happy about that.
Well, that's a first down, as well as the penalty is going to be tracked on there. And, boy, I didn't expect it, and I'm going to bet the Buffaloes didn't either.
I don't think they did, but I'll tell you what, they almost had him down twice. They should have had him back. Just a couple of missed
blow to the head. They're calling a blow to the head, a
tackles.
personal foul.
So we saw that called actually on Union Mine. Now this was called on Amador.
No, it was on Amador. It was on the ball carrier the first time for Amador, right here on the side.
Oh, I thought it was on the
He
guy
lowered
who
his
hit him.
head. No, it was on the ball carrier. So that's the second time that penalty has been called on Amador in this game. And that's gonna be a 15-yard penalty. And after the fake punt that was good enough to move the chains for the first down, the penalty is going to move them up to the 40-yard line where the Diamondbacks are going to have it 1st and 10.
I understand from the defensive side, but I'm not a fan of the runner leading with the helmet being a penalty. You got to get low. What are you going to have these kids run straight up? Every now and then the helmet's going to be in front
There
of you.
again, I go back to the interpretation, right?
Yes, sir. Exactly.
He's back to pass. He wants to go deep. Good defense there. He's standing in the way. Fight for the ball. Incomplete.
That was McCoy on the coverage. Good, strong coverage. But I'll tell you what, number 10 on Union Mine, that's Nate Eshelman, is now over there.
Well, McCoy really kept his
as a
position. There's
receiver.
another penalty on the play, and that looks like that's going to go against Union Mine. And, oh, my. Oh, my.
Nate Eshelman did a great job of breaking the play up right there.
Yeah, McCoy was in great position. He had inside position. Oh, and that looks like they're marking back a 15-yarder.
You think they called that offensive pass interference? Did you guys see the call?
No, it wasn't. Let's see. Oh, they just.
Hey, guys, holding is a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Yeah, he marched it off 15.
Well, he marched it off 13, actually, it looks like. A holding penalty was a call. That's going to back them off. And Union Mine, right after a big positive play and the penalty that got them good field position, they continue to shoot. There's a penalty there. That's going to be a hold back at the 25-yard line. That's going to come back against Union Mine, a holding against Union Mine right here on our side of the field. That's going to back them up another 10.
Nice hard running by Cameron Caffey with Union Mine. I do need to make a correction. At the start of this game, we had Eshelman as quarterback, but it is now, it looks like Griffiths, number 4, Mike Griffiths, the junior quarterback for Union Mine. Eshelman actually out receiving. He's the one that was involved with that play with McCooey. Actually did a great job.
You know,
breaking
Griffiths
it up.
was one of the few players that we actually had on the roster that had a position next to his name.
Yeah. And then he comes out at a different one. And now he's back to that one. Which way did he go, George?
And
Hey, 5:49 left to go in the
well, they're
third
going to back him up again here.
quarter.
It's against Amador.
Third quarter action brought to us by the Glass Doctor. And I'll tell you what, we haven't had so much confusion on penalties in a game. I've never seen this many penalties in a high school football game that I've been at personally.
I absolutely don't know how that play was called. I saw where they called the flag. The runner was already past the confrontation where the defender and the offensive player got involved. It was behind the play. How you call defensive holding there is beyond me, but he's a lot closer than me, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
You got those fancy eyeglasses, though, right there.
Well, that'll move it forward, so instead of
so Bill
first
Baker's
down and forever, now it's going to be first down, it looks like 8.
Coach Baker's not too happy on that.
Well,
call.
I don't understand the call. I saw exactly where they called it. You know, to call a defensive holding call behind the play doesn't make a lot of sense.
No. He threw it in the backfield.
Now, the call was in the backfield
Yeah.
of the block.
So honestly, that's just the defender blocking himself, if you think about it.
Well, there was a little mix-up on that play, and that absolutely went nowhere. A loss of 3 on the play. They're going to spot it. Well, loss of 2. They're going to spot it at the 41-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 9.
As this game started, folks, I will say it looked like Amador was going to have no problem here. It looked like they would at some point run away with the game, and Union Mine has not let that happen at this point. Come out very strong here in the second half.
They've actually done a pretty good job
really
on
have.
defense. You know, other than the kick return, and then the penalties that have given short field positions, they've really done a pretty good job. Back to pass. Throws it out. Oh, that was thrown behind him a little bit. Lucky that one wasn't intercepted.
That was Griffiths targeting number 5, Jacob Bond, on a out pattern, about a 10-yard out, and threw it just a little bit behind him. McCoy almost had an interception on that.
Well, and that is not an easy pass to throw. Right-handed quarterback, he was rolling to his right. He stopped and had to then square up his shoulders to get around, and he threw that pass a little bit behind the receiver. And that's very typical when a right-handed quarterback is rolling to the left, tries to get the shoulders squared up, and just can't quite get it out there. So 3rd and 9 here for the Diamondbacks. Griffin under center. He's looking at the slant route, going on the other side. High throw, intercepted! Intercepted by number 32. He's at the 40, the 30. Tried to cut it inside. There's a flag, another flag on the play. He's still on his feet. He goes into the end zone for a touchdown. We'll see what the flag is. There was a flag thrown at about the 30-yard line, and I think that one's not going to stand.
Tell you what, that was McCoy tipped that ball, and Moreno intercepted it. So another example of great team defense by the Amador Buffaloes. Looks like Union Mine maybe a little bit desperate at this point, trying to get big plays here, or at least trying to move it through the passing game.
Well, Coach Baker is talking
right
to
there.
the official. The flag is sitting on the 29-yard line. That's coming back. Another blow to the head.
So we're looking at 4 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the third quarter, brought to us by the Glass Doctor. 12-0 the Buffaloes at this point. Some other scores from around the league brought to us by Calaveras and Sonora Lumber. End of the third quarter, Calaveras is up 25-0 over El Capitan, who are just the Sailors tonight. Argonaut 39-0 in their game over Mesa Verde. Sonora 27, Oakdale 13. So Oakdale is on the board, and Somerville has now pulled ahead of Denair 27-19 with 14 unanswered points. Motherlode League showing very strong in this week 0 of the preseason.
Well, that personal foul against Amador, the third blow to the head of the game, moves it all the way back to the 44. It was the post interception, so Amador still retains possession, but it moved it back to 44-yard line. Thetford's got it. He shifts outside, gets a little room, pushes it forward. Looks like a gain of about 7 on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 3.
Took it, looks like, kind of a little off tackle to the right by Thetford. Thetford, for such a fast runner, you may think what they'll do with him is a lot of sweeps, outside stuff, but they actually
Thetford's down. It looks like he's got a cramp.
Thetford goes through the inside, the interior line a lot, inside the tackles, and then we'll kick it out from there if needed. But for a guy as fast as he is, he does run up the middle quite a bit.
Well, Baker called a timeout. Thetford's on the ground. It looks like he has a cramp. They're trying to push that foot forward and get that cramp out. It's probably in his calf.
Baker doesn't look overly concerned as.
No, he called a timeout, just give him some time. You could see the trainer out there.
You know what, Frank? Let's take a quick break while he's down on the field. We've got this opportunity. We'll check in with our sponsor. Third quarter brought to us tonight by the Glass Doctor. And we are back. It is third quarter action here from Union Mine High School. The Diamondbacks hosting the Amador Buffaloes. The Amador Buffaloes have come into town and look pretty strong here, 12-0. Again, 4 minutes and 21 seconds left to go in the third quarter, brought to us by the Glass Doctor. Of course, primarily behind the running of Dalen Thetford. Also, Gilmore has had a strong performance tonight. He was actually our utility telephone call of the game as he took the ball down on about a 40-yard run into scoring position, which led to the second touchdown Amador had before the half.
You know, they haven't done that much on offense. It was the big punt return by Thetford. It was one long run by Gilmore. But other than that, you know, they keep shooting themselves in the foot, too. That's a penalty right there. A left side of the line jump for Amador. That's going to go back.
Looks like they put in Andrew Keeter to take Thetford's spot. So we've got Keeter coming in, also Brandon Wright coming in as Gilmore comes off. So we got Gilmore and Thetford off the field at this point with a 12-point lead, 4:10 left to go in the third quarter. And again, third quarter action brought to us by the Glass Doctor. Remember, guys, check us out on YouTube. The Pigskin preview. Also, we're going to have some video of the game every week. As Jake is here, he films the action. And as I said, that Pigskin preview, look for that. Also, listen to that on KVGC AM 1340, FM 96.5.
Thetford's down there drinking fluids and trying to get that cramp loosened up. Burns with the inside handoff to Gil. No, that's not Gilmore. That's number 30.
I believe that was Brandon Wright.
23 for the Buffs.
Hey, you know what, Frank?
Forward, going to make it third down.
We don't always see those big guys. We got to give credit. Remember our boy James Sinnott?
Yes, number 79.
He was the one out there pushing ahead. He's doing great on offense.
He's a big boy. He's playing center.
Yeah, and he was at the second level right there pushing.
Sinnott is playing center. Oh, tripped up, had a little trouble with that handoff there, tried to get it to Gilmore, and there was absolutely nothing going there. It's going to be fourth down for the Buffs, and I think Coach Baker's going to punt it.
Tedford's still
yeah, he's sitting on the ground. His helmet is off.
He doesn't look like he's really in agony. I imagine they're not going to put him back in, at least in this quarter.
No, it's fourth down. I mean, punt the football. Union Mine has not been able to generate enough offense. I'm going to pin them back in their own end and give it to the defense. But it looks like they're going to go for it.
I'll tell you, with him being down with the cramp that long.
He's up now.
I keep him out of the game until Union Mine gets on the board if I'm Baker.
He's up now.
Can't afford to lose that boy.
I don't know why they're going for this. I would just punt the football, but they're going for it. Burns under.
They might be trying to draw the defense.
They're trying to pull him off. Then they burned a timeout. Hell, you want to pull them off, just take the 5 yards.
You're just going to punt it.
Just take the 5 yards.
Yep.
I wouldn't have burned a timeout there, but, you know, obviously that was the play. They had a timeout, the injury timeout. They had the clock stopped. So.
And, hey, as we said, Burns, first year, a little inexperienced. Maybe that was on Burns. We don't know. I'm saying maybe.
That was a called play.
I think so, but.
That was a called play.
And we've got 2:25 left to go here in the third quarter. It's 4th and 5, as Frank was just saying, trying to draw the defense off, trying to get him to jump off sides, which would have given him the 5 yards.
Well, I was surprised they came out with that, and obviously that was the play. But, you know, if I'm calling that play, let the clock run out, take the 5 yard penalty.
Well, what's the difference between
the ball's on the 40-yard line already, so now it's going to be on the 45.
Yeah.
You're going to punt it down. You know, you're going to put it somewhere inside the 20 with no return. I don't know why you burned that time out there.
To be honest, you take that extra 5.
You burned a timeout when Thetford went down.
And with that extra 5, you could put a full leg into that kick and still not end up.
And now they got Burns in the shotgun. They're going to take another shot at it.
Well, this is why they
over
didn't
the middle.
They
got the first down.
Well, now we know why they called the timeout, Frank. That's why I'm up here.
Brandon Cook.
12-0. Amador Buffaloes. 2:19 in the third quarter.
Well, that'll move the clock, and it'll keep it keep the clock moving here in the third quarter, down to 2:17 and counting as they set the chains and they start the clock again. It'll be first down at the 20.
First game of the season.
27 and a half, it looks like, 28-yard line, first and 10 for the Buffs.
I have to think Coach Baker and the staff is very happy with Burns tonight. He's shown composure. He's done a great job. Very accurate thrower as well.
Thedford back in. He's got the hand up. He cuts it inside. He gets across the 25-yard line, tackled at the 24.
You're going to feel great if that kid pulls a muscle. And we're ticking away here, just about a minute and a half left to go in the third quarter. 12-0. Amador is still up, and they are threatening just outside of the red zone here. Looks like they're about the 23-yard line, I think that is.
It's second and about 6 here. Call it the 23. Second and 6. Minute 18 and counting here to go in the third quarter. Thedford the deep back. Reese Gilmore the up back. Burns under center. Give to Thedford. Cuts it inside. Nice job by the defense there. Had good penetration. What ruined that play is the defensive end came across. Gilmore whiffed on the block. Mm-hmm. And when the defensive end came in, then the tackle stayed home and was right there. Thedford didn't have a lane to cut up in.
Tell you what, Logan Hawkins, I was watching on that play. Logan Hawkins was left guard, pulling over to the right. Quick boy right there.
So that's a loss of 1 on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 7.
No, Coach Baker said their line a little small, but they're very athletic. They're very quick. They look very strong.
Well, if you notice, look at their splits. Their splits are relatively wide. So what you want to do with a smaller line is create angles.
Yep.
Burns back to pass. He throws over the middle. He's got a completion all the way down to about the 11-yard line. That's a first down for the Buffs. Going to be 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
And Brandon Cook caught that immediate contact straight into his back. Did a great job of hanging on to the ball.
Well, Burns put it right on his chest plate.
Great
I
throw.
mean, Anthony's really done a nice job delivering the football tonight. For a kid that hasn't had a lot of snaps at the varsity level.
Yeah.
Like I said, he had that one start last year when Griffin was hurt. But he's really done a nice job
did that game.
running the offense. Yes, we did.
What did he throw, 3 times? You know what I mean? It's not like he got a whole lot of experience.
That'll be
in that
the end
game
of the
either.
quarter.
You know, third quarter action brought to us tonight by the Glass Doctor. We're going to take a quick break. We will be back. Fourth quarter action here from Union Mine High School as the Diamondbacks host the Buffaloes, brought to us by Thompson's Auto Group. We're back here at Union Mine. Real quick, a Calaveras Sonora Lumber update before we get to the action here to start the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter brought to us by Thompson's Auto Group. Argonaut is up 39-0 over Mesa Verde. Sonora's score is now at 20-0 over Oakdale. Somerville has 20, Denair 19. So we had to correct that. Somerville is actually at 20-19. And Jake said, that's right, Sonora is now at 27. 27.
Thedford going around 13. The right side, 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. Oh, there's another flag. I think that's going to be a helmet contact, and I think that's going against Union Mine. Thedford is down again.
I don't know why they put him back in, Frank. They got a 12-point lead here. You ever had a cramp that bad? You don't want to get back up, end up pulling a muscle.
They're calling for the trainer in. I'm not sure that's a cramp. He was grabbing his left knee.
Or it could have been, hey, you get a cramp that bad, it can lead to a muscle pull, I'll tell you. We don't know what's going on with Thetford, but we hope it's not bad.
So I got to tell you, we've got a little something fun going on right here, and I guess this has been a tradition at Union Mine. We've got the cheerleaders and students, and they are lined up from the 25-yard line all the way down to the 10, and they were doing some chants and a little dance and a little getting jiggy with it, and they're all having a good time out there, and boy, that's what high school football is all about. Good for them.
What do you say, Frank? They win about, 70 yards, 60 yards?
All right, they're still working on Thedford out there. It still looks like the way they're pushing that foot, it still looks like that left leg has a cramp in the calf.
You know what, Frank? Well, I was going to send this to a break, but it looks like they're getting Thetford off the field.
Yeah, they need to get that muscle to release there. And so Thetford's off now, so we're going to get this game back in action. Amador can get a first down without scoring a touchdown. The ball sits on the 5-yard line. It is first down and full. It should be second down. They haven't changed the marker yet. So it's first down and 4. Handoff straight ahead, touchdown Amador.
That's Keeter into the end zone, virtually untouched. That's going to take it to 18-0. Amador Buffaloes now up before the extra point attempt here. 11:35 to go in the third quarter, but there is a flag on the field. Oh, they pulled it off. They waved it off. So they threw the flag. They said, never mind, picked it up. And now we're looking at that score, 18-0. And Amador, we're trying to see, we see Burns coming in, so I'm assuming that they are going to go for 2.
Well, they haven't converted an extra point yet. After they missed the first kick, which went wide to the right, they tried for 2 the last time, and Burns threw it out of bounds trying to get it to the corner. So they're going to go for 2 again. Burns in the shotgun. Reese Gilmore to his left. There was a jump. There's a flag. That's going to back him up 5 yards. Amador jumped. Burns looked like he wanted to roll to the left. Had 2 receivers heading out that way. That's going to back him up 5 yards. So now this is going to be.
And some quick scoring updates from around the league. Argonaut 39-0 over Mesa Verde.
Woo!
Sonora 27-13, 2 touchdowns up on Oakdale at this point. Somerville, again, they pulled ahead of Denair 27-19. And Calaveras still holding strong 25-0 over El Capitan.
All right, the ball moves back after the penalty to about the 8-yard line for the two-point conversion here. Anthony Burns in the shotgun. Keeter to his right. Give to Keeter on a draw. Gets inside the 5. Tackled short. The conversion fails. So Amador takes an 18-0 lead here. About 11 and a half minutes left in the ball game.
Fourth quarter action brought to us by Thompson's Auto Group. You know, we want to thank all our sponsors tonight. They're the ones that make this possible, folks. Calaveras Sonora Lumber for our scoring updates. Our player of the game, Paisano's Pizza. Your utility telephone play or call of the game, utility telephone. And our quarter sponsors, Quarter One Credit Union, Central State Credit Union, Jackson Tire, The Glass Doctor, and this fourth quarter again brought to us by Thompson's Auto Group. And don't forget to stay tuned after the game for our post-game show. As always, the post-game show will be brought to us by Prep Star and Les Schwab this evening.
All right, we've got number 2 back deep to receive the kickoff. That's Beckham, Justin Beckham. Now, I'm thinking maybe Dalen Thetford's night is over. He's sitting on the bench. They're up by 3 touchdowns. I don't see any need to put him in harm's way again. Beckham's going to pick it up at about the 11-yard line. He's up to the 20. He's trying to cut it to the wide side of the field. Gets around one tackler. Up to the 25. Gets around the corner. Up to the 30. Hit. Goes forward to about the 32-yard line. Nice run back by Justin Beckham. Picked it up on the wide side of the field. Came all the way across for a nice gain on the play. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Diamondbacks at the 32-yard line.
Nice tackle there by Luke Martz for the Buffaloes, number 24. Oh, and looks like number 2, Beckham, their primary runner, one of their better athletes here by Union Mine.
Oh, he's down. It looks like he's got a cramp.
Yeah,
he just returned that kick, and it looks like they're stretching his leg out, the same thing they were doing to doing to Thetford.
You know what? He is down there attending to him. So let's take a quick break. We'll check in with fourth quarter sponsor Thompson's Auto Group, and then we'll be right back here from Union Mine. It is Motherlode League football action on the radio. KVGC AM 1340 FM 96.5 KVGCradio.com. We are back here at Union Mine High School. Amador Buffaloes and the Union Mine Diamondbacks. Fourth quarter action.
1st and 10. Oh, great job by number 23. Comes shooting through the line of scrimmage for the Buffaloes. That was Brandon Wright. Oh, and there's a late flag.
That's got to be some chipping in the back.
I think that somebody said a little something that they weren't supposed to, unsportsmanlike conduct against Amador. I think maybe Brandon Wright liked that play a little too much.
I don't think Coach Baker is going to be too happy about that. Again, Amador shooting themselves in the foot. We got an 18-0 lead in the fourth quarter is what we're telling ourselves if we're the Buffaloes. But we don't want to let things go. We don't want to do this. Enough of these unnecessary penalties, fumbles. Amador needs to tighten things up, and they'd have a better ball club than we thought coming into this season. But again, they need to get that discipline, tighten things up a little bit.
That moves the ball up to the 45-yard line where the Diamondbacks will have it 1st and 10. Shotgun again. Back to pass. Looking left. Throws it complete. Nice throw, nice catch. That was complete to number 10.
That was Eshelman, who started the game at quarterback.
For the Diamondbacks, that moves the chains again. A gain of 11 on the play. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. So Union Mine knows they need to score in a hurry here. They're down by 3 touchdowns. They're coming back in the shotgun. They've got Griffin in the quarterback, and they're trying to throw the ball to move this clock a little bit. Again, back to pass. A little out grab again. Incomplete. He dropped it. Tried to Eshelman. That was right inside of the 39-yard line.
And
still a nice delivery.
The first throw, the one right before that, that was to Eshelman. Warren Wheat, senior DB with Amador, was all over him as a perfectly thrown ball, but great coverage. That one there, a little softer coverage, but Wheat came up, made the hit. Eshelman dropped the ball. Nice play.
Second down and 10. Griffin again from the shotgun, directing traffic. Eshelman all the way split out to the left here. Calls for the snap. Griffin back to pass. He's looking right. A slant over the middle. Threw that ball a little bit low, incomplete.
Griffiths is the quarterback. I kept saying Griffith, but it's Griffiths.
Incomplete. That's going to be 3rd and 10. And at this point in the game, with just a little under 11 minutes left, this becomes 4-down territory anytime you're on that side of the 50-yard line, down by 3 touchdowns.
Frank, you called it. Argonaut doing pretty well against Mesa Verde, 39-0 at half.
No surprise there. Little cupcake on the schedule, get a little confidence under the belt. Griffin in trouble. He spins, he rolls, he's still in trouble. Brought down all the way back. I think they're going to put that down at about the 42. That's Amador's 42. It's going to be 4th and forever, and Union Mine's going to have to punt the football.
We have a final here, Motherlode League action, Sonora Oakdale. It's official, 27-13.
Woo, and that is a big win for Sonora, and I guarantee it's not a very long bus ride, but it's going to be a happy bus ride from Oakdale to Sonora.
Like the Giants say, happy flight, happy ride.
Yeah, speaking of the Giants, how about Morris last night?
What a bummer,
8 2/3 and gets a little fister to break up the no-hitter.
What do you do if you're...
Timeout.
Bruce Bochy, man, 133 pitches. That guy had Tommy John a year ago. This late in the season, do you worry about the pitch count?
You leave him in.
You don't think you can't take him out. You can't take him out.
No way. And you know, if you heard the interviews, they were saying Bochy when he went out to the mound or in the dugout, he says, "Kid, you know, in that deep Bochy voice he has, he says, "Kid, you're putting me in a real tough position here."
You know what? I think back to Johan Santana, throws that perfect game. Throws 140 pitches, and then he's done, blows his arm out. But Matt Moore is a younger player.
Well, but here's the deal. Here's the other things. Bochy is a player's coach.
Oh, yeah.
He supports his guys, okay? So that message wasn't only to his new pitcher that they just traded for that's going to be with them for the next 3 years.
Yes.
That hasn't had a game like that since he's been on the Giants. So that's a message to him, the kid, I believe in you. But you know what it does for everybody else on the team?
Oh, yeah.
You believe in
Well,
us.
like I was saying, also, had he got that no-hitter, what more momentum do you want against the Dodgers? The Giants need some momentum.
All right, 4th down. They're going to go for it. It is 4th and long. Oh, no, they're back to punt. 30-yard line. There, the punt's off. Kicked it out of bounds. Thedford's not even back, and they still kicked it out of bounds.
Even farther.
They did not pick up a lot of positive yards on that. That ball went out of bounds at the 40-yard line. I don't think they got a net 15 yards out of that kick.
It went high, but not very far. 18-0, 9:53 left to go. 4th quarter in the game here from Union Mine as the Amador Buffaloes have come to town. We also want to say Union Mine has really rolled out the red carpet for us. They brought us in the back way, let us park up close, had a nice spot laid out here for us. Just really cool people, really nice people out here, and beautiful facilities, and we look forward to coming back here again.
I was over here last year for a basketball game as well as a baseball game.
This is the first time I'd seen the school. I've driven by it.
All right, under center, 1st and 10 for the Buffs. Inside handoff, nothing going there. Union Mine did a good job stacking that up at the line. That was Reese Gilmore. Pushed it ahead, maybe a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Hey, this Calaveras and Sonora Lumber, scoring update. It has gone final from the Somerville-Denaire game. It is 27-19. The Bears victorious. Again, the Sonora Wildcats are victorious 27-13 over Oakdale. That Argonaut blowout, 39-0 is at half. Calaveras last score we had was 25-0. And it looks like Amador is most likely going to take this one home. So all teams in the driver's seat or victorious already tonight.
Nice job by Somerville coming back. They were down 19-13, and the defense stiffened up, and Denaire didn't score a point. Break it outside. That's number 23. Gets it far enough to move the chains across the 50-yard line.
And Brandon Wright is a junior. I think Brandon Wright is going to be one of their featured ball players next year. Probably a primary back. He's done a great job at linebacker, middle linebacker tonight as well. So, Brandon, nice job.
So Wright crosses the midfield stripe down to the 48-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Buffs. 8:54 and counting. 1st and 10 for the Buffaloes. Burns under center. Burns the deep back. Give to the up man up forward. Almost fumbled that handoff. That's number 13. That's his first carry of the night, I believe. Let's see who that is. That's James Vega. So he gets in on the little action, little offensive carry. Looks like he gained about, let's call it 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
And it is still 18-0. Amador, 8 minutes and 25 seconds left. 4th quarter action brought to us tonight by Thompson's Auto Group.
Yeah, Thedford looks like his night's over. So Vega and Wright in the backfield. 2nd man through. That's the, big hit right there.
That was huge. And that is number 23 with the ball. Again, Brandon Wright. We have another scoring update brought to us by Calaveras and Sonora Lumber. Linden, we just got Linden's score at 19-14. Franklin up on Linden, 19-14.
I was going to say, Linden's going to win a game?
No, they're only down 5. We'll see.
Franklin, D1 school. They play down there in the SJAA, but really haven't had much of a program there for a number of years.
So if Linden pulls that out, they'll be running around saying, we beat a D1 school. This is our year.
3rd down and 4. Burns under center. Reese Gilmore back in the game. Brandon Wright, the deep back. Give the number 42. That's McCoy. He cuts around. He's got the 1st down, and he's got more. He's got the 20. He's got the 15. Knocked out of bounds. They're going to spot that, I'm guessing, around the 12-yard line. What a nice run by McCoy.
Right there at about the 20 also, Frank, he just cut right back in, kind of lowered his shoulder a little bit, picked up an additional 10 yards rather than just taking it out of bounds. Nice hard running by McCoy.
They're going to mark it right at the 10, so it's going to be 1st and goal for the Buffaloes. Nice run by McCoy, getting that corner outside, then cut it back up and just kept churning, and he drug a few players with him for about another 7-8 yards.
He did a great job, but we got to give credit. This line's really looking strong, really sealed the edge right there. Nice open side there for McCoy to run.
Well, and this is the time of the game. You know, you look at the number of players on the sideline for Union Mine. They're not very deep either.
They are.
And that first game, fatigue starts wearing down a little bit. They got a lot of players that are playing both sides of the football that haven't had much of a break tonight. Give inside. Number 23, that's Wright, Brandon Wright. He battles down inside the 5-yard line where it'll be second down and goal.
Seems to run very similar to Gilmore. He's fast. He'll take it around if he needs to, but he's not afraid of running right into you. And on almost every one of these plays here, looks like Wright has actually taken it to the defender, pushed forward for an extra yard or two. He's not getting tackled backwards, I guess. Best way I can say that to you.
Second and goal from the 5-yard line. Burns breaks the huddle. Again, under center, Reese Gilmore in the backfield. He's the up man. Brandon Wright is the deep man. Going to give it to Wright again. He gets hammered. He drives forward down to about the 1. Short of the goal line. It's going to be third and goal from about the 1-yard line. Good hard run by Brandon Wright.
And we're coming down close to 6 minutes left, 6:10 left to go here in the ball game. Fourth quarter action brought to us by Thompson's Auto Group. Stay tuned. Our post-game show will be brought to us by Prep Star, and we'll have a wrap-up for you.
Right down the road from where we're at right now. Thompson Auto Group, right on Forney Road, right off of Highway 50.
Longtime advertiser with KVGC. Friends of the county.
Third and goal from the 1. Reese Gilmore, the up man. They're going to give it to Brandon Wright. They're going to reward him. He falls in for the touchdown.
And number 15, that was Daniel Warden, was in the backfield. Great job on the penetration. But as I said, Wright's not an easy guy to tackle, and an arm tackle's not going to get it done. So he broke right through that into the end zone.
Well, pretty nice 60-yard drive there by the Buffaloes. They started on the 40-yard line. A lot of running by Wright. A nice run around the outside by McCoy. And no penalties. Yeah.
No penalty. A nice a sustained drive.
So Amador takes the lead 24-0 here with 5:38 left in the game. They're going to go for the kick this time. Try to practice that. They're going to need it sometime during the year, so they're lining up for the kick. Number 4 for the Buffaloes. Back to attempt the extra point. That's Brandon Cook. Good snap, good hold, kicks up, and it's good.
You know, that's the type of drive, Frank, I think that the Amador coaching staff's going to be very happy with. We talked about, even Bill Baker said it in his interview with you, a lot of big play potential on this offense. You got a lot of speed. You got that ability. But if we're sitting here looking at a ball game where you didn't move the ball too much and you scored 4 touchdowns on big breaks, okay, so be it. How happy are you? But they were able to sustain a nice drive there. They're able to show they can move it down the field and control the clock a little.
That's the first time we've actually seen Amador consistently move the chains in about 3 or 4 first downs on a drive. That was a 60-yard drive. As Baker talked about when we did the interview, he said, yeah, we're going to be a big play team, and they can strike fast. And I can see that. But
definitely.
Oh, I think they took that point off the board. Looks like there was a penalty, and they're going to have to re-kick that.
Hey, folks, real quick, with our scoring updates, I've been saying Calaveras and Sonora Lumber. That is Calaveras Lumber and Sonora Lumber. I don't want to confuse anybody on that. So we thank both of our lumber sponsors.
Well, just when we said there wasn't a flag, we get one on the extra point. So they move the ball back to the 7-yard line, and we're going to re-kick that for the extra point here. Good snap, good hold, kicks up. And I think he missed it to the left. He missed it to the left.
So it is going to stay at 24-0. The Amador Buffaloes up on the Union Mine Diamondbacks. We're here fourth quarter action, 5 minutes and 38 seconds left in the game. Fourth quarter brought to us by Thompson Auto Group. We'll take a quick break and be back from Union Mine. All right, we are back, 5:38. The kick's underway.
Beckham back to receive the kick for the Diamondbacks. He's got it at about the 12-yard line. He gets up across the 20 to the 25. Hit still trying to come this way, brought down at the 25-yard line, where the Diamondbacks will take over 1st and 10.
And Beckham had actually gone off similar to Thetford with what looked like cramps, but nice to see that he's back on the field. Their primary runner.
All right, Diamondbacks looking to get on the scoreboard here, get a little momentum here, and move the chains a little bit on offense. They did a nice job the last one. They completed a couple passes. They brought Griffith in at the quarterback. The quarterback that started, they then moved him out to the wide receiver spot, normally to this side. So,
and they've kind of been the combo there, Griffiths and Eshelman.
Well, Griffith's under center now. Motion coming around. He's back to pass. Oh, he gets hammered. The ball's on the ground. Picked up the fumble. The man that caused it, picked up by number 24.
And number 24 for the Mustangs. Excuse me, the Mustangs aren't here. It's the Buffaloes. Number 24 for the Buffaloes is Luke Martz. So caused the fumble, recovered the fumble, almost ran it in.
Griffith absolutely didn't see him. He came flying in off the edge, knocked the ball loose, knocked it loose, recovered it, and the Buffaloes have it 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line.
Yeah, we got a running clock in that Argonaut game here. Your Calaveras Lumber and Sonora Lumber scoring update, 46-0. The Mustangs are up at this point. Again, a running clock on that game. Sonora game final, they were victorious over Oakdale, 27-13. Somerville victorious over Denair, 27-19. Calaveras is up 25-0. Linden trailing Franklin, 19-14.
Burns still in. Reese Gilmore, the up back, gets the ball. Gets across the 15-yard line for about a gain of a couple. We're going to call 2nd and 8.
Yeah, I think Union Mine, I'm assuming their coaching staff is going to address arm tackling on Monday or even in the locker room. They've had some penetration. They've got guys deep into the backfield, but they just can't wrap anyone up. And Gilmore, Thetford, whoever's run the ball for Amador, breaks right through and then go on. So if they can get into the backfield and make some of these tackles.
Well, part of the problem is, like I said,
better.
I just looked on the sideline. I count 10 helmets on the sideline. They got a lot of guys that have played a lot of minutes tonight.
Yeah, they got to be tired.
Again, Gilmore, good penetration by the defense that time. He falls back, maybe gains a half a yard on the play. It's going to be 3rd down.
About 3rd and 8, I believe. 4 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. Clock is running 24-0. Amador Buffaloes in control of this ball game. You take away a few mistakes, we're looking at a couple extra scores here for Amador. This could have been a blowout, but you got to give a lot of credit to Union Mine as they have played very well here on the second half.
You know, I think the coaching staff for Union Mine has to be pretty happy with their defense. They've done a pretty darn good job. There's a new player in there, number 30, very tentative running through that hole. And
Nicholas Prather.
Well,
he's actually a sophomore. Frank.
Well, he allowed Bond to just come through there, just real tentative, running through the hole. Didn't hit the hole hard at all, and just a little tentative. Sophomore, first probably varsity game he's ever played in, first carry for sure, and he lost a yard or two on the play. It looks like it's going to be 4th and 6 for the Buffaloes.
He was at the prom for sure.
He's back in.
Too much dancing back there.
Burns is trying to direct him a little bit, a little unsure. That's okay. That's what this type of games are for. Give another new player, number 10, gets down inside the 5-yard line. That is going to be really close.
Number 10's Warren Wheat. He's kind of their third corner, it looks like, as he came in.
I think
with
that's the
Makuyu,
first
sir.
down.
Yep, just short of the first down.
Oh, they're going to turn it over. Boy, that is close.
3:09 left to go in the ball game. Fourth quarter action brought to us by Thompson's Auto Group.
So the Buffs turn it over on downs. That was awful close. Looking at where the yard marker was, I'm actually surprised from here with my binoculars. Oh, they spotted it short of the 5. Yeah, they spotted it short of the 5. So where the spot actually came down, it was short of the first down. So Union Mine takes over 1st and 10 from just outside the 5-yard line. Well, that was a mix-up there. Great job in the backfield. That's Reese Gilmore. grabbed Beckham in the backfield. That was a loss on the play. Boy, that was a couple yards short of a safety. Gilmore, there's a flag on the play. Let's see what.
And these refs are going to throw their back out, picking up all these flags, guys. I haven't seen this many flags in a high school football game.
I don't have any idea what that. It was on the defense. I do not know what that call was. The signal that we got for the referee, I absolutely have no clue. It was against the defense. There goes Beckham off to the right side, gets around the corner, pretty nice gain on the play, gain of about 6.
Looks like
12 men on the field, I think, was that call against Amador.
Another tackle by Brandon Wright for the Buffaloes.
So 5-yard gain on the play. Be 2nd and 5. Just over 2 minutes left in the ball game. Griffith under center. He's looking to pass. He's in trouble. He's got pressure coming all around him. Sacked for a loss.
And that was number 4, Brandon Cook for the Buffaloes.
And Gilmore was coming from the left. He had pressure coming from both sides there. I got to tell you, I've been really impressed with this Amador defense. They've got kids flying all over the football field.
And they've subbed down now, Frank. And this is we're seeing some second stringers in there, and they're still doing it.
So it's 3rd down and 12.
Just under a minute and a half left to go.
After the sack. 3rd and 12 for the Diamondbacks. Griffith back to back. In trouble again. Throws a little screen pass. He had to get rid of that quicker than he wanted to. Incomplete. It's going to be 4th down. And with a minute 22 left, I'm sure Union Mine's going to punt the ball, and I'm guessing the Buffs are just going to run the clock out.
Yeah, barring a bad snap or a kick return here, looks like this game most likely will end at 24-0. Got a minute and 22 seconds left to go here in the 4th quarter and the ball game. Today's 4th quarter action has been brought to us by Thompson's Auto Group.
Well, I can't imagine that Coach Baker is going to try to score. They're actually going to go for it. They're under center. Little running play outside, tackled by number 22.
And there's going to be another penalty for spiking the ball after the play. Nah, I think they're just going to let it end.
Well short of the 1st down, and the clock is stopped at a minute 17 with the chains of possession. And I think we're going into kneel down formation, victory formation, and Coach Baker is just going to let this clock run out. No reason.
Kick a field goal with 2 seconds left.
To try to score again in this one. 24-0. Minute 17 left here, and I'm guessing everybody's going to be notified that we're going victory formation. We're going to have 3 kneel downs here. That's exactly what they're going to do.
That last run was actually a pretty good run, but Amador's team speed, it's just too much.
They're going to kneel this down, and we're going to run the clock out.
You know what we'll do real quick,
Going to have to do it 2 more times.
We'll do some quick scoring updates. We've got a few here. Calaveras Lumber and Sonora Lumber scoring update. Argonaut 53-7 at this point with that running clock against Mesa Verde. Sonora victorious over Oakdale 27-13. Somerville victorious over Denair 27-19. No update from Calaveras in quite some time. Last we heard from Calaveras was 25-0, and last we heard in the Linden Franklin game, 19-14. Linden is trailing.
Well, the Mother Lode League had a pretty good first week.
Yeah, if Linden can get on the board here with another score.
There's the second kneel down here. And they're almost done.
They're shaking each other's hands here on the field. So it looks like
and that's what they're doing. So that's going to be it. They're going to take it one more time, and that's going to be it for tonight.
So the Amador Buffaloes
that's the ball game.
Victorious 24-0 over the Union Mine Diamondbacks as the clock is ticking down 10, 9, 8, 7. So we'll wait for the official gun here. 3, 2, a 1 ball game. It is official, 24-0 in one of the most heavily penalized games I have ever seen in my life. But Amador did the job tonight, coming out victorious. Tonight's fourth quarter action has been brought to us by Thompson's Auto Group. We will be back with your post-game show, also your wrap-up. Today's post-game show brought to us by Prep Star, and the wrap-up and our pigskin preview that we'll talk about also brought to us by Les Schwab. We'll be back to wrap it up from Union Mine. And we are back at Union Mine for our post-game show. Today's post-game show brought to us, as always, by the Jackson Rancheria Casino Resort. Tonight's ball game's official, 24-0, the Amador Buffaloes over the Union Mine Diamondbacks.
Well, you know, it was a great first game for Coach Baker and the Buffs. You know, I thought their defense was very exceptional. Everybody played very disciplined. They stayed home. You know, we look at the game. Other than that last 60-yard drive that they manufactured, they really didn't have a lot of sustainable offense. You know, they scored the first time on the punt return by Thedford. Then he punched it in from the 1-yard line. The second score was actually set up by a Reese Gilmore run, and Thedford punched it in from the 5. And then other than that, you know, they had some mistakes. They fumbled the ball a couple times. And then the last one that they ran in for a short run, and that was by Martin, I believe. But the defense is what impressed me. They really had everybody flying to the football. Everybody played extremely disciplined, and I'm sure Coach Baker and his staff are very happy with the way this first game went. You know, there were some mistakes, a lot of penalties in the game. Union Mine just kind of couldn't get out of their own way. They kept just shooting themselves in the foot, especially the 2 times they had good field position when they recovered those first 2 fumbles.
Yes.
But couldn't do anything with it.
Exactly.
And a lot of that was penalties that kept putting them back behind the down and distance situation and made it difficult for them to proceed. And there again with the defense. A lot of shining stars tonight for Amador. Anthony Burns in his first
he did a great job.
He did start a game last year as an injury replacement for Griffin, but I want to tell you what, he really showed a nice command. He was poised. He ran the offense well. He delivered some good passes.
Fairly accurate, yeah.
And, you know, pretty impressive. Thetford, you know, he's kind of what we expected, but Reese Gilmore ran hard, had some nice runs by Keeter, McCoy, great defense.
We had some new guys step up. Wright, Cook. Thanks, sir. It's great meeting you. And we're just saying goodbye to the field announcer here. Really great guy. Helped us out a lot here at Union Mine, so we thank them for that. But, yeah, I totally agree, Frank. But, yeah, Wright, Cook. We talked about Martin, who we thought was Sinet for a minute.
Yes.
Hawkins.
Hawkins, absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of
Keeter.
pleasant surprises. Yeah, Keeter and McCooey. They got a good team. They've got a good ball club. We'll see how they fare against the rest of the league. We know the league's stronger this year across the board than it was last year, I would say. Calaveras can be very good. Argonaut's going to do very well this year. You got Sonora. But, you know, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to check in with our sponsor. Prep Star is our sponsor for our post game. We also have your player of the game. We'll check in with our call of the game. The player of the game brought to us by Paisanos. Utility Telephone, your call of the game. But first, let's check in with that sponsor, Prep Star, for our post game. We're back here at Union Mine for your Prep Star post-game show. Real quick, want to give you another scoring update before we go further into the post-game scoring updates brought to us by Calaveras Lumber and Sonora Lumber. Argonauts game is official. It is final 53-7 in that game. Also, Jake says Calaveras put up 53 points in their game as well. So we got 2 53-7s. Calaveras over El Capitan. Argonaut over Mesa Verde. That's what Jim is sending us right now. Somerville was victorious over Denair, 27-19. And Linden, we're still looking for a final on that game.
But they were ahead of Franklin, so the Mother Lode League teams fared very well.
They were strong.
The one surprise for me probably was the score of the Sonora Oakdale game.
And I think a lot of people were hoping that Sonora wouldn't perform as well as they did.
I don't know the last time Sonora beat Oakdale, but it's been a long time. Oakdale was probably the team that pushed Sonora out of the Valley Oak League as much as anybody. They just couldn't beat them.
Yeah,
And so now Sonora has kind of come in as the bully in the Mother Lode League and hasn't lost a game yet. But
it's nice to see
hey,
that rivalry staying alive, though.
yeah,
Sonora
absolutely.
Oakdale.
They played them the first game last year also.
Yeah.
So they continue to play that. But so very impressive first week. You know what I'm excited about is now we have a week under our belt. I'm going to have some information. We're going to be able to talk about some stuff next week as we learn a little bit more about these teams, who the players are, who to watch, what we can expect. As obviously the information I had when I made my predictions at the beginning of the year are based on the information that I have.
Yeah.
You know, I've been watching these kids for a long time, and we've called a lot of games for years and years and years. And so, but you never know.
Yeah.
Because every year's a little bit different.
Some kids develop more that junior to senior year than others.
Absolutely.
Mine got the confidence with Amador, so a very big play. And
Yeah, it was
Gilmore
a
had
great run by Gilmore that set up that second touchdown.
and he had a great game, as he always does. But our player of the game, I think we agree.
Well, you know, there were a lot of kids on the Amador side that I was impressed with.
Me too.
Um,
We have to mention Martin.
well, you got to mention Martin. You got to mention Anthony Burns.
Yes.
You got to mention Reese Gilmore. You've got to mention Keeter and McCoy but you know what? Dalen Thedford, offensive player of the year last year, leading scorer, leading all-purpose yardage for the league, and he comes in tonight, and he kind of did what Dalen Thedford does. He scores 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
He had a big kickoff return that sparked it, and you know what? All of a sudden, he never touched the ball on a kick again. They were kicking it out of bounds, and so you know we're going to give the player of the game to Dalen Thetford.
So Dalen Thetford is the player of the game. And one thing I do want to hit on with Thetford, you all know about his speed. We've talked a lot about his speed. But he's not one of those guys that only runs around the edge or can't take on some contact. He's a fast, physical runner, and we look forward to seeing how he performs throughout the season here. So player of the game brought to us by Paisano's Pizza. I'll tell you what, have you been to Paisano's in Jackson?
No, I have not. I know my son has been there.
It's like old school pizza. Man,
Yeah?
you know that wine flavor in the sauce. I love it. Reminds me of the Boatworks.
Thin crust?
They've got both, but it's not. I don't like it too thick.
Yeah.
It's a good pizza.
New York
man.
style.
Paisano's, baby, right there in Jackson, also in Ione. Now we want to talk about, before we get off here, I know you guys are tired of looking at me and listening to the both of us, so we'll wrap this up. But Frank does his pigskin preview, which we're really proud of at the station. We've got a lot of positive feedback on. We've been talking about it. You've heard about it. Most of you who are watching this probably have seen it, but that is sponsored by Les Schwab, and we do thank Les Schwab for that sponsorship. Now, you said now we have something to go off of. We've seen this with our eyes. We've heard what's going on. We'll have some statistics from around the league. But I'll tell you what, Frank, I don't want to, pat your back too hard here. But you pretty much called it, man. Everything you said. With Amador, it happened tonight. We know Calaveras was really strong.
And we're going to get a look at Calaveras next week, our next
Yeah.
week game. So we're going to see Calaveras for the first time, and then the following week we're going to get Argonaut. So we're going to be able to look at that two-headed monster I was talking about, and Bird at the quarterback position. So we're going to get a good look at these teams early in the preseason before the Mother Lode League starts. Hopefully, we're going to have an interview that we'll be able to record with. Maybe Coach Davis next week, or maybe even Coach Weatherby over from Calaveras, since that's the game that we'll have coming up. And so we're going to try to get Coach Weatherby for an interview that will play during the Pigskin Preview, the Let's Watch Pigskin Preview. And that usually, that usually comes up on Wednesdays, I believe.
Yes.
And so we're going to try to get Coach Weatherby on, talk a little bit about what Calaveras did last week, the upcoming game that they're going to have the following week, and we're going to continue to update that each week and give you little highlights from the week before, maybe show a few plays, this and that, depending on what we can get a hold of, and then we'll do a little
It's
preview
nice
of the
to
game.
hear, too, what the coaches have to say about the team
Yeah.
and what they're thinking. And listen to them give some recognition to some of the well-deserving ball players.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was put together really well. You guys did a great job with it. So here's what we're looking at, folks. We had our player of the game brought to us by Utility Telephone, which was Dalen Thetford of the Amador Buffaloes. And then our play of the game, or call of the game as we're calling it this year, brought to us by Utility Telephone. That was the Gilmore run. So let me, play of the game, Paisanos. Jake keeps me straight, right? Utility Telephones, the call of the game only. The Call, utility telephone. Jake, remember that. The Call, utility telephone. Paisanos is the player of the game. It's been a long night, folks. But again, we want to give a big shout out to all our sponsors tonight. And remember, Rio Vista at Amador next week on the air, Colfax at Argonaut the following. We have Calaveras at Union Mine. So we'll be coming back here on September 16th watching Calaveras. We'll be doing Bret Hart and Argonaut. Calaveras at Argonaut. Argonaut and Amador. Bret Hart and Amador. Linden and Argonaut. It's a lot of games. Yosemite will be coming to Amador, and then the last game of the season will be Somerville and Amador. So a lot of Amador games this year. Argonaut, couple Calaveras, but 2 Union Mine games on the schedule. So.
Yeah, go figure. How's that?
So
yeah,
we'll
the only 2 games I believe we're actually traveling to.
Yes.
Are right here over in Placerville. Now, before we end this up, I have to give a shout out.
Yes.
Our technical director, our technical engineer here with us, that always keeps us straight, is always giving us little messages and stuff. Jake Geedy, we want to thank him, and then of course back in the studio, the big man.
Well, I have to second you with Jake, because you just heard me say the play of the game utility and then the player of the game utility, and Jake's over Paisanos. So our sponsors thank Jake as well, and you know who else? The real boss.
Oh,
Mom.
Teresa.
Teresa's at the studio.
All right, well,
you
know, all these sponsorship stuff, I'm getting old. I can't keep track of that. That's why I always leave that up to you, right?
Yeah.
Hey, just let me call the football game. That works for me. So we're going to wrap this up. Great first week action, Motherlode League action here, and we hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Look forward to the Pigskin, Les Schwab Pigskin preview next week and our game of the week next Friday night.
24-0 Amador from Union Mine.